Just get my door. The door? Yeah, the door. My roommate's gonna do some laundry. So she was like, "Hey, can I do some laundry?" And I was like, "Yeah, you can definitely do some laundry, but just close. You can do some laundry after you close this damn door." Which is honestly what I should have said, because that's the Spider-Man. That's like Peter Parker in the Spider-Man 2. Not like the new Spider-Man movie that's coming out, but in like, actually I think that was in Spider-Man 3 when he gets like the venom in his body, and then he's like all mean to everybody. Was that in Spider-Man 2? Dude, I don't remember. Which one was Venom in? Was that in 2 or 3? I don't remember the plot of any of those movies. What the hell? I think I watched them like last year or two. Hold on. Spider-Man 1, he was Spider-Man and he kills the Green Goblin. And then in Spider-Man 2... What happens in that movie? Does anything happen in that movie? I don't remember the plot of Spider-Man 2. I know Spider-Man 3 has Venom and the Sandman. We got Boldar's Crystal Protect. True, Boldar the Bold needs us to protect his crystal. Let me ask you guys something. Do you like that sound? It's a pretty good sound. Man, okay, hold on. I gotta look up the plot of Spider-Man 2. What happens? Spider-Man 2. What happens in this movie? I honestly couldn't tell you. Oscorp. Oh, Otto Octavius. Oh, yeah. The one with Dr. Octopus. I completely forgot about that. Level 41. Pretty bummed. Oh, are you talking about Diablo 4? Are you talking about the old Diablo 4 Bamboozle, where you're playing Diablo 4 and then you die on hardcore? Yeah, I'm not gonna play. I've already uninstalled Diablo 4. I'll maybe go back to Diablo 4 like when they add in new content or something. But for now, I'm just gonna like. So it's just there's just not enough to do. Go now. The problem with Overpower Blood Mist is that it doesn't scale, so it stops being good. Overpower Blood Mist is really, really, really good, but once you get past like level 60 and 70, the monsters basically just have too many hit points, and you have to use vulnerability stacking and critical damage to be able to deal damage to monsters. The problem is blood can't inherently cause vulnerable on targets, only bone and shadow can. So you have to use either bone and shadow abilities to cause vulnerable, or just stop. It's the reason why Bone Necro is so good in that game, because Bone Necro has the ability where when you use Bone Spear, it causes the first target to be hit to become vulnerable, and then there's then it shoots off Bone Shards. And there's a legendary you can get that causes your Bone Shards to also cause things to become vulnerable. So you cast one Bone Spear, it causes the entire room to become vulnerable, and then you just stack vulnerable damage and you blow everything up. And you can't do anything like that on Blood, which was very disappointing. So I stopped playing my Blood Necro because it was either changed to Bone Necro or stop leveling up. I was like, I don't want to stop leveling up, so I'm out. Yeah, because even if you max out corpse tendrils and you get some CDR, it's still not enough. Also, you need to then have corpse generation. And in theory, you can have blood mist generating corpses, but then you're not getting enough fortify. And if you don't have enough fortify, then you're not actually able to keep your fortify up to do the overpower damage. Because it's hard to be able to pick up individual amounts of fortify. The only way you can get more fortify is if you stack enough lucky hit. But then if you have enough lucky hit, then you might as well just get the thing where you generate corpses on lucky hits, as opposed to actually the other way around. And it's a whole thing. It's basically like the blood is really confusing because you need to have so many different working pieces. You need the health, you need the overpower damage, you need to make sure you've got fortify active. You need to make sure you don't take damage, you don't lose your fortify. You need to be using other skills for vulnerable tendrils and doing other stuff. Whereas Bone Necro is literally just put on Bone Spear and right-click on people. And you do like 50 times the damage. And so it's, you know. I'm trying to think if there's like an accurate description of that in DDO. Is there a good comparison for something like that in DDO? Generally, the things that do more damage tend to have more complexity. And the things that do less damage have less complexity. So, like, for example, on Druid, right? So if I'm playing Cold Druid, you can pick up additional damage on Cold Druid by, one, having not only the proper equipment, but also making sure you're stacking up your buffs properly. So going with Freezing Spray into Ice Flowers into another spell, because it stacks up full stacks of MRR reduction before you get into something, versus, like, a Wizard who can't do any of that and just does less damage. So there's, like, no real option. So the added complexity makes things more powerful. I don't know if there's a comparable thing to Blood Necro... the Bone Necro in DDO. I guess maybe melee characters, but I mean, even still, like, look at it. As a spellcaster, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 spells keybound. I have 20 spells keybound that I use constantly in combat. So that's like a fair amount, like 20 abilities is a fair amount of complexity. It's also funny because the video game The Lord of the Rings Online is fundamentally different in that game is basically just all hotbars all the time. There isn't, like, you know, at least the action combat element of DDO. But yeah. Really enjoying Bloodbags and do something else now. Yeah, there you go. Your character died. Everybody's playing Rogue and says it's really fun, so you should probably try that. Unless you tried it and you already didn't find it fun. So it's going to be a bit of a wait and see there. Is my music turned off? Where's the DDO music? It's just not playing. Weird. Anyways, I hope you guys are all having a good day. I'm having a bit of a weird day. You know, you ever, like, wake up and you just wake up and you're not in the best mood during the day? I don't know what it is. I just woke up and I wasn't feeling tippy-top today. So it is what it is. Sometimes you just don't feel top shelf. But I did do a couple of things. As I said, I've been updating the VODs channel, so if you want to check that out, I've got all the yesterday's stream uploaded on there, so you can go ahead and check it out. I segmented just a little bit based on the content, so different things are different. That sounds stupid. Different like sessions are different. So for example, yesterday I streamed Dungeons and Dragons Online, a little bit of Lord of the Rings, and a little bit of Baldur's Gate. And so I kind of separated those three things out, so that way it would be easy to just, like, you can just watch only the thing that you want to watch to make it easier for people if that's something where you wanted to catch up. So let's just say you're like Mr. Lich TV yesterday, who was like, oh man, I want to, you know, we wanted to see Baldur's Gate, but he missed out on a good chunk of it. Well, then the whole thing is no segmented out, so he can just skip to that part that he wants to see. It's not a lot of work, and it's fine, but, you know, I just wanted to talk about that. Also, so I was shown this earlier today, so I'll show this off, I guess. So this is a post on the DDO forums that was posted by Shambhala. And this post goes into the bugs with the Ravager tree. So these are bugs in the Ravager tree. So we have Hate is an attack that deals damage and generates threat. It doesn't generate threat. Mutilate deals charisma damage and bane damage. And this one is it. Oh, okay. I didn't mean to do that. It doesn't proc the charisma damage, which is true. It doesn't do that. Laughter literally doesn't do anything. So that's important. So like when you, well, it gives 3 stacks of fury, but you're supposed to get You score a critical hit, you gain 3 more stacks and gain 10 melee power. That literally doesn't happen, so it's just missing the melee power. Can you stop doing that? What? Okay. Okay, why does that happen so often where I like go to click? Oh, it's because there's just the quote thing right here. So I go to like click off and then to like highlight something and then click it away and it does that. Oh my god. Oh, Anyway. Festering Wound is supposed to do a whole bunch of things. It doesn't do any of that.
Different and not the same. Stream Tom 2023. How is this skeleton dancing clap?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And then Dismember also doesn't proc bane damage or movement speed or melee power. Because it's supposed to increase your melee power by 5 for 10 seconds. So you can weave in Cruel Cut, on the Cruel Cut. So Cruel Cut is an attack that does a thing, and Dismember is supposed to do something. Dismember literally does nothing. So these bugs are funny. Because as far as I know, these bugs have literally been in the games. This is posted on the new forums, May 3rd. As far as I know, these bugs have literally been in the game since I came back to DDO. So I started playing DDO again in 2015. I've been playing the entire time, but I took a break to go to school and do some other stuff. These have never worked the entire time. So it's just funny that somebody's making a post about this. Anyway, we come down to page 4, and we scroll down. We have Torque. These fixes should be on Lamannia today, at least 90% of them. Which is very exciting, because it means that'll be fixed. So, it took a few years, but we got it. If Lamannia is today, do we know the time? Do we? I don't think they're going to tell us when Lamannia is. Spits coffee onto screen, smile. Yeah, I think those bugs were actually in the game for straight up 10 years. So, anyway, I just find that kind of interesting. You know, a lot of it comes down to knowledge if things get to people. And this is why I think a lot of people don't understand the concept of triage very well. And it's a very complicated concept. Basically, in any system, you need to make sure you have people taking care of individual problems because you don't want people doing everything. Because if people start doing everything, then more than one person is going to do something. Or people are going to assume someone else is doing it when nobody is doing it. It's the reason why, like, when you... in an emergency situation, you don't say, somebody please call 911. You point to a specific person and you say, your job is to call 911 right now. So then everyone knows that it's their job and they have to do it. And so the problem with triage is that a bug like that, so let's say those bugs get reported in 2013, someone finds them, right? Then what happens is it goes into the, oh, this is bugged pile. Then if the devs were dealing with everything, they might assume somebody else is already working on it. But here's the other problem with triage, is good triage is also very hard. You report the bug. Okay, bug goes in the bug reporting pool. Okay, so now it's someone's job to fix it. So let's just say, hypothetically, somebody reports the bug in 2017, but the bug was reported in 2015. And as far as you know, you're a triage person, you're looking at the queue, and you see that the ticket for 2015 is closed. So you go, oh, ticket for 2015 is closed, this bug must already be fixed. Or, even worse, it gets put in the same category of like, oh, well, we don't have to worry about this bug because it's already been reported, so it's just going to go somewhere else. And then the bug never gets fixed because even though it's something simple, the people who could know about it and could fix it, let's say Torque in this instance, his job is not to go through the bug tracker and to figure out what bugs to fix next, because that's silly because he already has a job. He does content, he builds raids, he does new systems, design things, and he does fix bugs, but the bugs have to come to him from somebody who says, hey, here's a new bug, please fix this. Like, the triage people have to do that. They might have like an internal queue where they just can look at their own bug reports whenever they have downtime. I remember Linabel used to have on the old forums Linabel's bug thread, and it was basically a thread where you just, if you find a bug with DDO, if it's a small bug, like, hey, this ruin says deals 500 or deal 500 untyped damages to a single enemy instead of damage, and then he'll be like, oh, sick, and then he'll just like fix the typo or whatever it is. And he would just like take breaks. He'd be like, okay, 10-minute break from working, look through the thread. Oh, I can fix that. Look through the thread. Oh, I can fix that. Oh, I can fix that. Because there's tons of little bugs in the game and in the code. And also is the case that when you fix something, it becomes broken. But I will say, I do find it deeply entertaining that the bug that has been in the game for literally years, like pretty much a decade now, the Ravager bugs are getting fixed, possibly 90% of them as of this Lamannia, which is kind of cool. I don't know if Lamannia is going to be today or not, which is why I'm kind of like not sure what I want to do right now. It's also one of the reasons why I streamed it a little bit later. That's not true. I'm like feeling very off today, so I'm not like tippy top. Usually I'm feeling more tippy top. I'm not feeling tippy top today. But why do I have this on my action bar twice? But yeah, I was just kind of like waiting around to see if we're going to get an announcement of Lamannia or figure out what to do. Did file an official bug report on it? Yeah. The effects of discount potions. Dude, those discount potions were nonsense. Okay, so for those of you that weren't here last night, I was playing Baldur's Gate, and I went into this shop. This guy was like discount goods, and he had all these awesome discount goods, and he had this potion called a potion of speed or alacrity or something, or it's oil of speed. And the oil of speed gives you haste, but for 1 hour. And I was like, man, what a deal. The potion's only 78 gold, and I get haste for an hour? That's crazy. What a good deal. Anyway, so I bought the potions from the discount shop. And then I'm in the middle of a combat. I found my way into the Thieves Guild. There I am, and I am having a conversation with the head guy, and he's like, hey, man, we got to do it. I need you to do a job, so you're going to do a job for me. And I was like, man, I ain't got to do a job for the Thieves Guild. I'm a straight-up feller. I'm Peter Pipega. I don't do crime. And he goes, well, we're kind of stuck here because I can't let you leave now that you know where our hideout is and how to get in here. So you kind of have to do the job to prove that we can trust each other. And I said, nah, man, screw this noise. I'm walking out that door over there. And he's like, all right, well, you're not walking out there. The only way you're getting through that door is in a body bag. And we proceeded to fight. But this guy didn't realize I bought 3 oils of speed. So I had 1 character, 2 characters, 3 characters drink the oils of speed, and I was ready to go double attacks on their asses. But there was a problem. Because the oil of speed from the discount shop, the one that cost 70 gold, yeah, oil of speed's supposed to cost 700 gold. The 70 gold oil of speed, turns out, was actually a poison that caused confusion. So my 3 most powerful characters are confused at the beginning of the fight and can't do anything. And then there's the leader of the Thieves Guild, his mage assistant, and like 20 thieves. Yeah, and that's why they invented the quick load button. Oh yeah. Also, I didn't figure that out for a while. It took me 3 uses of the potions to figure out that was the problem. I was like, oh man, he caught me with the confusion. I'll just drink the potions ahead of time. Yeah. And then I drank the potions ahead of time, and then it was like, wait, I'm still getting confused. I don't understand. Is Lamannia waiting room? Yeah, maybe. But it was a good moment. So I just want to say, I think I did good. So as I said, Peter Pipega is an upstanding citizen and does not do a lot of crime. Okay? How does it feel to be scammed in a video game? It felt very bad to be scammed in the video game because I was trying not to be scammed. I was trying very hard not to be scammed, and I got scammed. So, I should have gone back to the shopkeeper and hurt that guy. So, I think I figured out why people...
You're selling me this brand new Lamborghini for 5,000? Sold, man, I'll take it.
Okay, look, yeah. I bought the Rolex, okay? I found the guy on the street with the jacket full of Rolexes, and I bought the Rolex. I admit. I am not the best judge of character, okay? He seemed like an honest man. And they were so inexpensive. How was I supposed to know the Rolexes weren't real? But anyway... I think I figured out why people have such a healthy obsession with just straight wanton murder when they play D&D, because that's a lot of Baldur's Gate. So I go into the city of Baldur's Gate. This is a city with guards. If you do a crime, the guards get you right away. So I go into the Thieves Guild. Obviously, there's no guards there, and the guy won't let me leave, so I have to fight everybody. Today, I sent 25 angels to hell. Okay? I killed everybody. I killed the leader of the Thieves Guild. I killed his assistant. I killed, you know, there's like 3 people in the back that were counting inventory and goods. I killed every thief that was in there. Okay, I buried them all. Thieves Guild, gone. No more stealing in Baldur's Gate. But like, that's a lot of people to kill. And it's like the middle of the day. Also, my main character, Peter Pipega, was wasted. So I decided, okay, I'm going to go see if there's other shops around here, because this is not, I went into the wrong building, obviously. So I go into a magic shop. And there's the magic shop keeper. He's this older dude, and he's kind of rude, right? And he's like, don't ask about the prices. We're not haggling. It is what it is. You're in a magic shop. You know, everything's expensive. Get over it. And I was like, okay, dude, I get it. All right. So I go, and I purchase some magical goods, because to be fair, I get it. But then I talked to this other dude who's standing there at the cash, and he's like, hey, listen, there's these necromancers upstairs. They're really weird. Just don't deal with them. And so I'm like, how are they weird? What's up? So I head upstairs, right? Go quite up the stairs. And then there's 4 necromancers standing in like this kind of square. And this guy gets upset. He's like, oh, why are you making so much noise? You interrupted our ritual. And so, and this is a huge, like, this is a big ass tower, right? So I'm like at least 50 feet away. So I don't know how I interrupted their ritual, but apparently I interrupted their ritual. And so you only get a couple of responses. You can either say, I'm so sorry for interrupting a ritual. Have a nice day. Or you can say, this is a shop and I was coming to browse goods.
Don't go see the necromancer. All right, I'll go up there in a trite.
I'll go up there in a trite, exactly. I'll do it in a trite, absolutely. So he says, you know, so obviously this is a shop. So I responded with, yeah, this is a shop. I just came to take a look around. At which point, this guy tells to me that, you know, he goes something along the lines of like, and you think you just walk in doing whatever you want in this private space, you simian? And my character had 2 options of things to say to respond. I could either talk about the fact that shops are actually a mixture of the public and private and exist in a liminal space that is basically a construct of our own consciousness, much like the concept of window shopping, that window shopping is just your ability to view what you can buy as a consumer, but that the concept of being a consumer is something that is dictated on high by governments and other different agencies and people with power to effectively place you into somewhere where you feel like you have agency, but your level of commerce is entirely dictated by those forces outside of your control. Or I could have said, what's a simian? So I said the first one, because I'm not going to just be like, what's a simian? I started to mouth off to this guy. So he gets upset. And he's like, too loud. You're going to be quiet now. And he tries to kill me. I'm sorry. My character's Peter Pipega, and I was really drunk. So I walk up to this necromancer, and I, you know, make him a subject of his own experiments by making him dead. Necromancer dies. Also, the 3 other necromancers who did not mouth off to me also died. And then I go downstairs, expecting that the shopkeeper is going to be upset with me. The dude at the counter is going to be like, oh, geez, whatever. And the dude at the counter is just like, well, it's quieter now. And I'm like, this is why when people play pen and paper games, they get in the habit of just killing people. I think that's where it all comes from. They play these online computer games where you just like murder somebody clearly in a shop because they get mad at you, and then they go, you know what? I can do that in my pen and paper game. Peter Pipega solves problems. Very true. Peter Pipega might have been drunk, but listen, same day. I drank like 13 beers and took down the entire Thieves Guild and killed 4 loudmouthy necromancers who were probably bad guys. I don't know. I barely listened to them, but they were probably bad guys. Yeah, probably. They might not have been bad guys, but I assumed that they were. So, anyway, this is all to say that the video game Baldur's Gate is surprisingly amazing. Not like I knew it was going to be a good game, but like once you can get over the 2nd edition jank, the writing in this game is like kind of flawless. And it also reminded me of a of a movie where I realized Peter Pipega is actually the incarnation of a movie. So there's a movie that came out in 2011. I did not watch it. I just remember watching the trailer. And it's a movie called God Bless America. And it's about these basically two people who go across the United States killing a bunch of jerks. That's what's in the trailer. So like some dude like double parks in the trailer. He's like double parks over a space, and they're like driving through the parking lot, and they're like, "Did you just double park on that like handicap space?" And the guy's like, "Yeah, fuck you." And they're like, "No, fuck you." And they like shoot the guy in the face because he's like being a jerk. And I realized that's what Peter Pipega is doing. Those necromancers, we didn't have to fight, but they were being so rude, and then they tried to attack me. Guess what? Peter Pipega puts them away. Cleaning the streets and the houses and other things. Taking the old Morrowind approach. Wait for them to attack me, and now it's not a crime. A character played a campaign once shut down illegal weapons trade. There you go, doing good things. And let me ask you a question. You shut down illegal weapons trade, obviously that's good. Illegal weapons, that's going to be bad things. And you don't want people doing bad things. So how many people did you kill to shut down that illegal weapons trade? The old D&D justification. I love that. Was the reason of half orc for that 19 strength and con? Yeah. Also, I found a +1 tome of dexterity in the Thieves Guild hideout. Yeah. Anyway, I think I should tell the captain of the guard that I killed the Thieves Guild leader, and now there's no Thieves Guild, but we'll see. Captain of the guard, but it was all worth it? See? Exactly. Officer, please, king. Unless I don't survive the night, of course. Please accept this bribe of 666 pieces of platinum. Guys, I'm not just going to accept a bribe. Just because you send me a bribe does not mean I'm going to accept it, okay? So don't just think because you send me a bribe I'm going to accept it. That is not what I think. You are an officer. Hi, I died due to no fault of my own. Zeus himself showed up and smite me. May I please be an officer again? This should be my last tune. Cross his fingers. Love always, Cozy Beam. Now, Cozy Beam, I'm going to check here. I believe is alive because she is an officer right now. I took care of that. She is alive, level 9. That one's good. Maybe there's a bounty. True. To bribe. I won't accept my decision, but feel free to give me stuff. That's what I tell my players. I tell my players, because I'm the dungeon master, I say bribes will not affect the gameplay in any capacity. Bribes don't work. But they are highly encouraged. Highly encouraged. And to give you an example, there was a guy who was always late to my pen and paper campaign. We had 9 players, and he was late every time. It's kind of annoying when somebody's like late and doesn't show up on time.
So you just mouth off all day until people get pissed, and then when the officers come, oh, sir, I didn't do anything, they just attacked me for no reason. It was self-defense.
It's the Peter Pipega way, correct. But yeah, so he was late every time. But then he'd be late, and he'd be like, he'd send me a text, he'd be like, hey dude, I'm gonna be like 10 minutes late, and I didn't eat dinner. If I picked up like McDonald's on the way, would you want anything? Yeah. You know what? I could go for some McNuggets. Oh man, I'm gonna be late. But, you know, I'm gonna get a coffee. Do you want a coffee? You know, man, I do want a coffee. Oh, I'm gonna be late. But, you know, actually, I'll save some time. I'm just gonna swing by this other place and grab some beer. Did you need any beer? You know what? I actually did need beer. Don't worry about being late. Now, you might say, so he bought you all those things, and he was just trying to placate you, you know? He's trying to bribe you. He didn't bribe me, okay? I resisted all of that. I have a mind of steel, okay? Up here, mind of steel. Did his character go from being a Warforged to a half Warforged, half Dragon Ranger? I don't know, maybe. Who had a dragon breath? I don't know. Did he? I don't know how that happened. There was no 29. I did Elite Ravenloft and Feywild because we're getting chunked. Don't do them on Elite. Do them on normal. Josie. You want to do... just run all the expansions on normal or hard. That's the trick. You just run expansion content on normal or hard until 32. You told me to kill the Thieves Guild. He was very upset if the Thieves Guild was lining his pockets. Did you just get banned? Oh, 1 second ban for the... So the problem is, it deletes it for everybody but me. I can see everything. I'm the owner, so I can always see ban chat. Also, I don't think it was a spoiler. I think Troggy Trog was more free associating about, should I tell the captain of the guard? Because he doesn't know whether to be a good or a bad thing. Is there an XP if you do them on normal? There's more than enough. Each expansion content is about 800 to 900,000 on normal. And so if you run all 4 expansions on normal, that's 3 point something million XP. Exactly. I like that conjecture. Good work. Anyway, I hope this email finds you well. Can I please be an officer? The overnight crew is a bit overwhelmed. Thank you in advance. If you need to be an officer, please ping me on Discord. It's way faster. Officers. Good morning, sir. Notice there are too few officers in the European morning hours, so I'd volunteer for that. Okay, Thafir. Congratulations, you're an officer. Reminder, please ping me on Discord. It's way faster and easier. Well, Thafir is not here, so I assume they died. So, RIP. Destroyers? Oh, it's great. You did a good job. Hello, I saw your name on the list, and I was thinking, is this the person on YouTube who makes guides and build characters? And is he giving me he is amazing giving me ideas? But his name is StrimTom. Maybe I am wrong. Hello to write to you if you are not. I am from Spain. Sorry for my English. Have fun anyway. That's so nice. Compose. I hope this person isn't dead yet, so we're gonna find out. Canispi. Hello, I am the StrimTom. Hello, I am StrimTom, and I wanted to thank you for your kind letter. I didn't get the name StrimTom on the first day, so I used Strim as a backup. I hope you are doing great on hardcore, and I wish you the best. P.S. Don't worry about the English. I only speak one language, so you are doing way better than me. There we go. Smile. Good luck on your season, StrimTom. And you know what? I'll give him 69 platinum. Send. Which language? Me? Englando. I speak England. Oh, and it didn't bounce back. That means they're still alive. Yay! I don't know who that is, but I hope they're doing well. Yeah, okay. Also, European hours. Okay, European hours. What did this person say? Few officers in the European morning. EU morning is NA night. Okay, so North America night is what time? So 12 hours behind, 12 hours ago is 3 a.m. So these people are on. This is the European morning right here. So congratulations to Dynan, Found Out, Vayet, Eternalist, Mont. These people are already all officers. Pitch Black, Nacho Mum, great name. RZA Nidra, Ranthar, Scion B Mage. All these people are up in the European morning now, so they should be good. They're all awake in the European morning. So that should be okay. That should be checked. So then this should be checked out. Now, the problem is these people don't know they're officers, so that it doesn't help the situation at all. But, like, I'm doing my best, okay, guys? It's hard. Video games are hard. Yeah, I don't speak... what language do I speak? Not a lot. Tell you what, not a lot. Okay. So what do we do now? I have, like, no idea what to do now. Originally, I was going to do, like, Solo Hunter guided playthrough, because that could be pretty fun. But I'm also waiting for news about, like, Lamannia. On the live server. Oh, did you already transfer your character off? I guess, did you die, or... Jake, if you can officer, please? Oh, that's really funny. That's really funny. Great name. I was wondering who Fool of a Took was, and it's somebody I know. How does one go about getting an invite? Type !guild in the chat there, Arson. And then what's going to happen is it's going to give you access to a, like, you're going to get access to, like, a thing. So it'll give you access to the channel. And then you can type in it. So you can say, if anyone needs an invite, I'm around. So what you're going to do is you do /join channel YWGK. So you're going to copy that without the period. You don't want to type in the period because you want to be in the channel YWGK. And so you're going to type /join channel YWGK. That's it. You're going to type this into the keyboard, right? And you're going to hit the enter key. And it's going to join it. I'm already in the room, but it's going to join it. When you get in, it should say, so, like, X number of people in the room. That's how you know you're in the right one. It'll be like, oh, there's like 100 people in there. And you're like, okay, cool. And then once you're in, to type in it, because it's your first user channel, because it'll say user chat 1, once you join it, you can type /1 and say, I like muffins sometimes in the morning. And then hit enter. And then you can type in the thing. Or you can ask for an invite. Both is good. The reason why we use this is because it means that, like, oftentimes the guild will fill. So the solution to the guild being full is we just grab somebody and we remove them. And then that person who just got removed can be re-invited instantaneously because when they log back in, they can just ask for an invite. And it means that as long as you're online, you can always be in the guild because there's always space. Why not in the evenings? If you don't know why you can't eat muffins in the evenings, well, I can't tell you. I can't help you with that one. Some people get stuck because they either keep the period. Some people get stuck because they type YWBK. I think I'm in YWBK. Join channel YWBK. I think I am in YWBK. I am. Okay. Is it here? Oh, it's been too long. I can't see the information.
Some people get stuck cause they drove in mud.
Some people do get stuck because they drove in mud. You gotta be careful about that. Oh, yeah, and that person. I like muffins sometimes in the morning, too. Can I get a guild invite? Yeah, they can. Exactly. Lamannia is up. Is it? It is. Sick. All right, well. Lamannia is up. I don't have notes yet. Lamannia, new EDs. Give me a sec. It's not loaded yet. Womp, 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 womp. What's the fastest character to make? Barbarian? Okay, we're gonna make Barbarian so we can look at the new ED. We're on Lamannia. Barbarian. I just need the fastest thing to make. Not human, that's too many skill points. Half orc. It's even dumber. Less skill points. Perfect. Strength. Constitution. Beautiful. Intimidate. I just need to get a character to 20 so I can look at the new thing. So I can make a thing. Look, new thing. Go. I'm going as fast as I can. Also, when the notes come up, someone please drop the notes in the old chat. You use a path? Oh, that's so smart. I could have used a path. You're a genius. Go, go, go. We got to see. Level 7? Yes, yes, yes. No, I was not a spellcaster. Oh my god, this is too long. Melee. Barbarian's the first one. Okay. And skills. And melee, barbarian, and skills, and defeat. I can't take that. I can take Iron Will, though. And melee, and barbarian, and strength. Skills. There's so many things to click. Stop. Stop having things to click. And barbarian, and I get another feat. Bastard sword. Let's go. You're wondering why I'm making a random character? It's because I just need to be able to get access to EDs, which means I need to be level 70, or level 20, not 70. New EDs? That's right. Go, go, go. Stop letting me out. Take me down!
Something strange has been sighted.
Go, go, go!
The mysterious Isle of
Bishop is 70? Yeah, if we could get 70 levels.
the gatekeeper in Stormreach Harbor to learn more
Oh!
about this land of dinosaurs and
It's in the game! I didn't have to do anything. It's already there. Oh, shit. Okay, well, this is even faster. All right, here we go. Armored Augmentation. So we have, you get magical training. For each of the following cores, you get +1 bonus to spell DCs, melee power, range power, hit points, spell points. Dude, this gives everything! This literally gives everything. Either they forgot to remove some stuff, but it gives hit points, spell points, melee power, range power, spell power, and spell DCs. Literally everything. So, kinda sick. Next core, Armored Augmentation. Okay, I think the names are not in here. Yeah, it's all Armored Augmentation. The next core, gain fortification and 3 to each amp. Your rune arms now benefit from maximizing power and intensify if you own them? Okay. Actually sick. Because even melee artificers can easily fit in, maximize in power and intensify. That is very cool. Very cool. Important note, rune arm's still bad. 15 more fort and 3 healing amp. Your ablative armor spell now blocks 20 damage per cash level with no cap. Insane. Now, obviously, this is only good if you're an artificer, so I don't know how else you get ablative armor. Maybe there's an ablative armor SLA in the tree. But for artificer, absolutely insane. And then last one, more fortification and more amp. Okay, so you get 9 amp total and 45 fortification, plus 15% exceptional armor class. Your cash level with rune arm shot now factors in bonuses from your epic and legendary knowledge feats. So this is literally just like an extra 6 cash levels on top of that. Sick, dude. Very cool. All right. So let's look at the cores. Tier 1. Ramp, ramp, ramp. If you have Contract Exemplar, gain 10 PRR. Actually pretty good. That's actually really good. This is very, very powerful. PRR and armor class, also very powerful. Dude, the tank in this tree is crazy. Tinker Tailoring. Spellcraft and UMD, your rune arms charge faster. Yeah, dude. We got Epic Strikes, and we have Blast Shields. Oh, Reflex Save! No longer failed Reflex Save on a 1 and a Tier 1. Oh, that's sick. This used to take a Tier 2 to get. Now it's a Tier 1. Amazing. All right, Epic Strikes. I can't click them because I'm not high enough level. Shit. Okay, hold on. I got a level. Give me a sec. I can't expand until I level up. Go, go, go. 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 Ugh. Achieve ultimate mastery. Thanks. Barb. Of course, it's the halfling. Strength and things, and that's it. Barb. I get a feat. That's it. Barb gets nothing at 10 or 11. Then we get. I'm going as fast as I can, dude. Also, this tree seems super sick. I don't know if it works at all. We're gonna play around with it and make some like rune arms and stuff, but we'll see how it goes. Oh god, go faster. Go faster. Again, the reason why I'm looking at it specifically here is because the barbarian is the fastest thing to level. I do have an important thing to say. I will not be able to have a YouTube video for you guys for tomorrow, because I won't have enough time to test this out. So you're going to be getting a YouTube video on Thursday that will be going over all this. So if you want a full summary of all the testing, you'll be getting the video on Thursday about what some of the new content is specifically. Tomorrow I'll probably just do a patch note review And then Wednesday or Thursday will be the actual, like, what is Macrotech, what's it good for, what's it bad for, and everything else like that. All right, let's go. I have to unlock Macrotech. Hey, Fate Spinner, let me in. Okay, Macrotech should be Arcane. This is the Arcane area, so let's go in here. Oh, Edmund, the Macrotechnic. You do not own this epic destiny. Oh no! Hold on. New 1 point. Thank you. You do not own this epic destiny. Oh, thank you. I do now. All right. Epic strikes. We got 3. Galvanic blast. Epic strike. A storm of fearsome electricity explodes from within you, dealing 1d6 electric damage per cash level to all nearby enemies. Okay, electric energy burst. Mending burst. Repair energy burst. That's baller, dude. Gotta try this. Is there a robot here? Are you a robot? Yep, he's a robot. Okay, hold on. Ending burst. Oh my god, dude. Oh. Let's search. No, I can't do it in a public area. No. Okay, I need to find a robot. Oh god, I need robots. Oh no. Dude, I need the robots. Get a robot hire? No. There's gonna be a robot in here. There's gonna be a robot here. No, you're not a robot. Are you a robot? Yep, robot. Boom. And repair burst. Oh, that's so cool. All right. All right, so anyway, I'll reset this. I just wanted to see if it worked. And lastly, Sonic Boom. Okay, so we have Electric, Sonic, and Repair Energy Burst as the epic strikes. Very cool. Tier 2, left to right, Fluidity. Armor or body type no longer contribute to Arcane Spell Failure. Cool. Having this in another tree is very nice. Currently, it's only in Fatesinger, in the Mantle. Now it's here as well. Radiant Prison. Target non-boss foe is sealed away for 8 seconds in an unbreakable force field, no save. In the force field, they cannot act, but take 95% less damage from and healing from all sources. Yo! This is no save, crowd control, anything for 8 seconds. Kinda cool if there's like a bad Reaper. I feel like nobody would ever use this, but it is very cool. Rune Arm use. You gain the Rune Arm use feat. The cast level of your arms is now based on the higher of half your character level versus your Artificer level. If you already had Rune Arm use, +1 stable charge tier. So if you're not an Artificer, you can now use one of these, and you get caster level 16. And if you are an Artificer, you get stable charge tier 4. So you get stable charge tier 4, and with this, you already get 15% increased Rune Arm recharge speed. Hammer time, pick a hammer. Lightning hammer. Form a hammer of pure lightning and strike foes in an area, dealing damage per caster level. Or thunder hammer. Lightning and thunder hammer? And it doesn't look like there's a save on these. Maybe there's supposed to be a save. Very cool. Oh, there's the mantle. Here it is. Force field generator. You create a small animated object that floats with you. While active, you gain 15 ramp. You absorb force, piercing, bludgeoning, slashing, electric, sonic, and rust damage, and this is increased to 15% if you're using a rune arm. Oh, it's basically like the unyielding sentinel mantle. But it's for all the other damage types. So bludgeoning, piercing, slashing, and what have you. It also gives you ramp instead of healing amp. And it works better if you wear a rune arm. Kind of sick that these two are kind of the same, but like they just do different things. All right, next up, we got Spell Focus, Abjuration, Conjuration, Evocation, and Transmutation. It's not really a surprise. Technique Drive. Install a drive to enhance your combat techniques. Okay, Efficiency Drive, 10% mana cost reduction. Flash Drive, 450% threat, and Speed Drive, 6 double strike double shot. I'm not even halfway. And this is already the best Epic Destiny in the game. Oh my god. Let's keep going. Stormcore, Runearm DCs. Genius. Strike Drive. Install a drive. So it's basically like you're installing software and hardware into your body. You're putting in some more chips. Your Epic Strike now stuns enemies struck for 3 seconds, assuming they fail their save. If you are also using Electric Epic Strike, this also supercharges you, giving you action boost bonus to movement speed. Okay, so you can get a stun on any of them. That means that your Epic Strike, you can use Repair Epic Strike and also stun people in a full Warforged party. Kind of cool. Dissonance Drive. Your Epic Strike now confuses enemies. If they are using Sonic, they also get 3 vulnerability and destruction stacks. Epic Strike now disassembles enemy construct, dealing rust damage as well. And if you repair, it supercharges you for -1 to meta magic cost for 5 seconds. Probably the worst one. This would probably need to be bigger since it's such a short duration. Probably need to be like -2 or 3 meta magic costs. Granted, you could have like 6 meta magic feats at a time, so it's -6 mana, but only for 5 seconds. You get like 2 casts off, so it's not that big of a deal. But that being said, that's pretty good. I don't know. It's weird. It's hard to say. The stun is for anything. You get supercharged if you also use electric, and the supercharge is the movement speed. Sonic does seem weird, but it is also underrepresented, so I don't hate it. Maybe there's going to be a new Sonic Runearm that releases with this one. I don't know. Force Field Generator. While you're in your Macrotech Destiny Mantle, you gain 5 PRR and MRR. If you're wearing a Runearm, you gain +10 instead. Dude, now I just want to play Caster Arty and just use the Force Field Generator to have, like, infinity defensive stats. Tier 4, Galvanic Attunement. Spell Power. Very good. Arcane Imbuement. Imbue Dice. I don't know why you'd be a melee up here. But we will eventually have 200 points or something like that. We're going to have like 130 points by the time we hit level 40. So this is not out of the question on a melee later. Boost Drive. Install a drive to enhance your Runearm blasts. Once per second, so this is Echo Drive. Once per second, an enemy hit by your Runearm spells takes an additional sonic damage per caster level or electric damage per caster level. Cool. We have Efficient Meta Magic and Force Field Generator. Increase spell power. While using your Macrotech Epic Destiny Mantle, firing a Runearm grants you spell resistance equal to your character level for 10 seconds. Assuming that this stacks, very cool. Because it's basically 100% uptime of firing your Runearm. And then Tier 5, let's go. +1 to all the spell DCs, standard. Critical Connection, critical while using a Runearm. Very expected. 3 more. Armor of Legends. The Epic Mage Armor's feat bonus is now untyped and grants you +1 AC per character level. Dude, that's fucking 32 armor class. Now, I know people will meme on armor class and think armor class is garbage, but here's the thing. It is not that hard to get a little bit of extra armor class, and if this takes your character from like 90 to 122, that's huge. Not only the fact that this gives 15% exceptional. Furthermore, based on your installed drives, you get the following. For Speed Drive, you get the 5% attack speed, Efficiency Drive, 5% movement speed, Flash Drive, PRR and MRR, Ruin Drive, 10 spell power. Damn. This one's hard to tell. I don't know what the best call is here. It's hard to evaluate this. Obviously, Speed Drive sounds pretty good, and I believe the Speed Drive is the double strike, double shot. So that's kind of good. This is still lower damage than other trees because you need to use the rest of this. Like, melees aren't coming up here, but a melee artificer might. Maximum Overdrive, Epic Moment, TNT TBD. So we don't know what Maximum Overdrive does. We'll find out. And Force Field Generator. 10% HP. While you have a Runearm equipped, you get 20%. Whereas this is just 20%. So, obviously, you're not going to have a Runearm equipped. So if you're a real tank, you're not using Macrotech, I don't think. Because even 32 armor class, while that is good, that's the only armor class in the tree. Reminder that Unyielding Sentinel gets to pick up 15 armor class right here, just like right away. Plus his armor class in a couple other places in the tree. There's shield percentage bonus to armor class. Now you can get both of these things if you want. You can get the armor class here and the armor class here. Also, note there's 2 tank trees. Tanks can just like super tank up if they want. And yeah, you could go like tier 4 here and tier 5 up here. There's a lot of options, honestly. But man, Macrotech, that's cool. This looks really, really cool. I'm excited. I need points. Thanks. Okay, so what do we got here? We got armored augmentation. So what do we want to test? I guess I got to test the rune arm stuff, any of the buttons, the drives. I want to see what the hammer time looks like. So what does this look like? Lightning hammer. Or thunder hammer. Let's see thunder hammer. What does thunder hammer looks like? Give me some mana. I need mana, please. Okay, so I got thunder hammer now as a spell. So we thunder hammer a guy. Oh, it's chaos hammer, but a recolor. Okay, so we have recolor chaos hammer. It's cool. It's very cool. Epic Sentinel. We don't know what this epic moment is. Also, remember that maximum overdrive, this is not a tank tree. It's a hybrid tank tree, which means that maximum overdrive is probably going to give DPS effects as well. So it's probably not going to be a pure tank thing. We have the enhancements for the drives, so you can get the stun on there. So let me get the blast drive in here and see how that works. Get rune arm use. Radiant prison seems cool. Oh, I'm not high enough level. I can't take the next tier. Right. Hey, yeah. Oh, I have to get all of them? Oh my god. These don't seem fantastic for anything but a caster, and even caster, it'll be hard to justify using anything over Dragon Breath. Well, yeah, but it has a stun on it. Like, it's got an AoE stun. Like, that's kind of good. Also, the repair thing is also sick. So, like, yeah. Like, I agree with you. It doesn't do as much damage, but I think that's... They can't really just say it does as much damage as Dragon Breath, because if it does as much damage as Dragon Breath, then, you know, everything looks bad. It needs to do something different. That's what I'm going to test out. I'm just not high enough level. I can't level up until I go get all the actual Epic Destinies. Already did this. Okay, we're good. It looks very cool. It looks very cool, dude. I need to make an Artificer. Also, what's up, Danik? How you doing? Artificer? Nah, we gotta make the caster arty, man. You gotta make the caster arty. There's also Sonic as well, so if you're a Sonic user and you don't want to use like the Bard tree, this makes a good alternative as well. So for like your caster bards, obviously a lot of caster bards want to go there, or if you wanted to play like some type of weird Sonic sorcerer or something, it's also a thing. I could roll an Arty Barty Warlock. I'm not going to do that currently, but I could. Okay, so I'm just going to take some feats just so I can level up and just actually collect these things. Yes. Like toughness, thank you. Yep. Because the problem with making characters is it takes literally generations, and I don't have an Artificer, so I have to start from 0. And starting from 0 with an Artificer means carpal tunnel from picking skill points. Your Rune Arm Sork is a thing? Yep, if you wanted. Toughness. My character's so tough. Scion of Mechanus, because it just feels right. Okay, so I'm 30. I don't need to be 32, right? That's it. Okay. Yeah, I do need to be 32. Shit. Give me that. Give me that. Yep. Congratulations. You've attained the highest level in DDO. Thanks, dude. Thanks, computer. Okay. And we're done. All right. So now I can take this. Armored augmentation, as well as this. I don't have the spell. Okay, so I have the drive, right? So let's just see if this works. So I have the blast drive. So I'm going to put on the galvanic blast. So now, in theory, when I use galvanic blast, I'm going to put this right in the middle here. This should cause a stun. I mean, like, that's not bad, especially because it's got the follow-up, too, with the Thunder Hammer. So you can go stun into hammer. It's obviously melee, but I can go like... boom, 1, 2, and kind of do the old wombo combo. So that's kind of sick. Runearm DCs, we got the combat drive, which is kind of cool. Get extra threat generated if you want. Also for the what was it, the fun tank? Now you can get 450 threat here and 450 threat here, which is actually massive. Just threat generation is a huge issue on this character. Get the evocation spells. We got the boost drive, so you can get once per second enemies take electric damage. I don't have a rune arm, but I guess I'll go with electric because I'm already went electric. That sounds kind of good. Or you could do a hybridization of both of them. Grab the spell power. Oh, I didn't grab the mantle. I need the mantle effect. That doesn't do anything. Armor of Legends. Oh, there's so many cool things. Okay, so what else do I have here? Oh, the force field. Yeah, I forgot. Okay, so I have galvanic force field, force field generator, and then I have the radiant prison. So the radiant prison is supposed to lock monsters and make them immune. So he can't do anything for... It's basically an 8-second stun, but it also makes it so the monster doesn't take any damage anymore. Because it makes him take 95% less damage, which is kind of cool still. That isn't spell-based for the crossbow users. Yeah, but you don't need an Epic Strike for the crossbow users because you can just use... Actually, what crossbow user Epic Strike do they use? Actually, I don't know what Epic Strike they use. Is it just Dire Charge? I think it's just Dire Charge. Enemies still be insta-killed? Yes. It doesn't make them immune. It makes them take less damage. What's new in Lamannia? I don't know. I don't think the patch notes are up. Yeah, the patch notes are still not up, so we have no idea. Force field on an ally? I don't think so. No. It's Radiant Prisons for an enemy. Enemy only. To get a large tower shield benefit from wearing a rune arm, even if tier 5 only. Yeah. I don't even know if they can do that. That would be kind of cool. Shradi for Epic Strike? Well, there you go. You can just use Shradi for that then. Like, I do kind of agree that it would be annoying because you're missing out on, like, some of the, like, if you want to play, like, a ranged character in Macrotech, and using the rune arm, you're going to be missing out. The problem is rune arms are inherently better for casters and melees because in melee, the rune arm attacks are always going to hit, and as a caster, your rune arms are going to be super juiced, and as a range, you're going to be far away, so a lot of times your rune arm blasts aren't even going to land or hit anything. So if I cast my rune arm blast or something like this, and I go like, it's going to, like, miss. The target's going to be dead by my attacks by the time it actually gets there. So that's kind of the main issue, is that rune arms don't really work with ranged characters, which is weird. Unless they, like, up the projectile speed, but I don't know how many changes they made. All right, we're going to make an arty. See how it goes. They buff Breaking the Bank. Oh, yeah. Long cooldown. It's the same as Dragon Breath. It's 15 seconds. Oh, actually, one thing I did want to test before I relog and make a new character is... the stun. So I want to grab Mending Burst. Not the hammer. Yeah, whatever. Just grab this. I don't know. Just get me up to here. I want the stun. Okay, so I have Blast Drive now. So I have the Blast Drive. Which, what does Blast Drive do? Blast Drive gives you +3 bonus to saves. It's kind of cool. So, Mending Burst. Is this stun? It does! Interesting. So the heal burst still stuns. That's kind of cool. Oh, it stuns your allies. Hey, bud. Oh, I made my save. Perfect. Okay, so the stun works on everything. Can I stun this guy? Who else? Who's around here I can stun? Hold on, I gotta go stun some people. I don't think Axel's here. Can I stun you? No, but I stunned me. I rolled a 1. Oh, perfect. Okay, good to know. Hey, stop trying to stun me, dude. That's rude. Okay. Interesting. So we will read the notes when we get the chance to see the notes. They don't have them up yet, but we'll see. Because, like, they might have adjusted some of the rune arms, which I guess I could take a look at. Does this guy have any new loot on him? Oh, this is Droam. Yeah, there's nothing here. Okay, so there's no new loot for this. I guess there's a rune arm trial by fire. 5d14 plus 15 plus 2d10 per art level. What did that do before? All right, I'm gonna go make an arty. I'm gonna stop monkeying about, and we'll check out some of this rune arm stuff. Yeah, we're gonna check out some of the stuff. The downside of making the arty is I gotta pray for my wrist as I click through the millions of skill points. Plus d10 per level. Ooh, that's a lot more damage. All right, so specialist, artificer, yeah, and I guess I got to be a robot, right? Like you have no real options. It's just play robot arty. Anything else is just cringe. So we'll get int and con. Everything else is useless. And we're going spellcaster arty with rune arms, which seems good. So we're gonna try that out because I love spellcaster arty is one of my favorite ways to play arty. Open lock disable device. Use magic device. Spots probably good. 1 point in tumble and 1 point in perform. So I don't have to deal with this. Okay, so what feats am I taking? So I just go artificer bonus feats. Okay, so these are all the feats that are on here. So I don't need to take adamantine body. I don't need to take any of the meta magics, but I do need to take these spell focus feats. So we're gonna grab the spell focus feats because we have 4 of them. So is mental toughness on the list? It's also not there. So we're gonna grab spell focus. So spell focus evocation and greater evocation is on the list. I need to make sure I have a blade of armor and not screw this up. Repair, enchant. They really need to have like a guy that you talk to on the preview server. This is called Blasto, the jellyfish. All right. Does it matter that I'm lawful good? Nope. Of course, you can preview arty shots if you had X arty levels. Yeah, it already does that. Alright, so I have to start at 7 here, because if I don't start at 7 here, I will be in big trouble. Specialist, Artificer. So this is going to take me just a little bit of time to get sorted. Please forgive me, team. Oh, I need another skill. I'll just go with Haggle. Haggle sounds good. No concentration. Haggle, concentration, Haggle, Haggle, Haggle. I'll grab this. So am I missing anything here? Nah, it's all fine. Blaster the Jellyfish. He's most people's heroes. Oh, okay. It's all good. And now we go, and I grab Greater. Spell Focus. Evocation Greater. Perfect. I get level 2 spells now. Oh, the problem is you don't get as many spells anymore as you used to, so I gotta be careful about which ones I take. So I'll take Reinforce and Toughen Construct. Now it has scaling damage and tells you what it is. It does? Oh, sick. Okay, I'll have to actually look at this spell. That's 3rd level, I think, is when we'll get there. So I'll take a look at it when I get to level third level spells. All right, so we got a free feat. So now I'm going to take Adamantine Body, which is good. Yeah, because I don't get it here. I get like Toughen Construct and stuff, but that's about it. Is this coming? Is this basically like the Macrotech Destiny coming with the Artificer update? Stream, did you get some cool free supporter pack codes from SSG? Yes, I did, actually. I sent an email to SSG about what to do specifically with them. I don't think they got back to me. Let me check. Yeah, I sent Jerry an email and he never responded to me. So I'm waiting on a reply from Jerry about something. I'll send him another email probably. Be like, hey, following up on my last email, quick question. But yes, SSG did send me some codes. With regards to these supporter packs. They specifically said you can do whatever you want with these codes, except give them to quality crits. So I said, okay, sounds good. Thanks, dude. So that's kind of where we're at on that one. All right. So I know. I didn't like it either, but, you know, it is what it is. Sometimes these things happen. So I guess now I'm taking, I guess I should take mental toughness and improve mental toughness. My spell points are going to suck. Okay, so you said flame turret tells you what it does. Conjures a destroyable turret that fires jets of flame. You can only have one summon at a time. You lied to me. It tells you what it does? Excuse me. Hold on, make sure. Okay, thanks, dude. Good, good. Are there notes posted? Not yet. So we're just kind of like making assumptions and guesses about what's actually gonna be here. We have no idea. But yeah, once we actually have notes, we'll take a look. All right, I get my things. Yeah. Give me this. All right, come on. I want to test with some Macrotech. Epic Destiny, please. What's up, Arcaniverse? How you doing?
Something strange has been sighted off the
Are you gonna play the Macrotech?
The mysterious Isle of Dread. Speak to Wolf.
You can quiz with no already levels.
Harbor to learn
You
more
could,
about this
and just get the rune arm anyway,
danger.
and then use it. Macrotech. Very likely, probably. Yeah, likely, probably. It's a lot of good stuff, dude. It's Macrotech, very exciting. I'm very excited. I like pretty much everything that I saw, and I'm stoked for the future of continued Macrotech. Alrighty, so I have to continue leveling up. I kind of wanted to look at some of the rune arms, but I'll look at some of the rune arms in a bit. I gotta get through the Artificer leveling process. This is just, it's the slowest thing in the world because of all the skill points, so please bear with me. And then once it's done, we'll take closer looks at some of the changes to rune arms and things. When the Lamannia notes are posted, someone please dump them in the chat. That would be ideal. What's new? We don't know. There are no notes as of now. I guess I will take Flame Turret just to see. Maybe like there's something wrong with my screen. It's not showing the actual stats of Flame Turret. I don't know. Which is always possible. Okay, I got another feat. So now I can take improved mental toughness for even more spell stuff. I'm going to grab lightning motes because you need lightning motes. Apparently, Avenger bugs are being resolved. Avenger bugs? What are Avenger bugs? Like from the Avengers video game, or are we talking about something different? Oh, Ravager. Yeah, I saw the post that Chris posted in the Discord. Appreciate the post on that one. Yeah, we were talking about it. I think those bugs are like actually a decade old, which is kind of interesting. Like most of them are a decade old, which is kind of neat. Pair's fine. More intelligence, please. And we'll just keep leveling up. Come on, keep it going. Because you want to test out Macrotech, but that involves like getting to a higher level so I get more Epic Destiny stuff. Okay. I can't take any combat. I could take Shield Mastery here, honestly, because it would give me more hit points and there's no downside. Because I still get 3 more bonus feats. So I can take Quicken as well. Because it gives me more health for having combat styles. So I might as well do that. Prismatic Strike is pretty good. So I'm going to grab that. I know it might be weird to take the shield feats, but it gives a bunch of hit points, and hit points are good, and there's no real downside to taking those feats, so especially since I'm a robot. A Radiant Force Field, very good. Sonic Mantle over the Arcano one. If as caster, probably, yeah. But that's okay, because it gives you points to spend in other areas in the tree, right? As you're going up, so you're not like trying to spend it all in like one place. Okay. I get another feat, so I take Improved Shield. Sounds good. I get 6 level spells. Cool. So I don't want all of these, but I do want Chain Lightning, because Chain Lightning good. And we get more skill points. Correct. You can't beat Breath on DPS. There's no way to avoid that conundrum of Breath doing more damage. Just make sure I didn't miss any feats, so then I can still take... Do I need Heighten at all? No, Heighten doesn't work. So I need Empower. And then... I don't know after that. Reconstruct, take that. Does Empower Healing affect Reconstruct? Talking about Fire Trap? Oh, Fire Trap. Oh. Interesting. Okay. Can it be maximized or anything? This is when you said Fire Trap? D6 plus 4 damage per caster level, up to caster level 20. Wait, why did they buff Fire Trap, though? I don't get it. But alright, sounds good. I'm not too upset about that. It's more just like, Where are the release notes for this? We don't have them yet. So we currently don't have release notes. So when we have release notes, I'll let you know. Tactical D. It's D6 plus 4, yeah. It's still not an amazing spell because as the consequence, it's like still Fire Trap. You have to pull monsters into it. I just find it interesting that it's better. You know, we'll take Fire Trap. Fire Trap. I mean, I'm not against buffing underused spells, so I think it's good. If SSG like looks and they go, you know what, we think this spell is underused and we want to make it so that people use it more often, then more power to them. You know, that's good. Sounds good to me. I don't really want any of these, so I guess I take Heighten, maybe? I guess I take Heighten. I don't really know what else I would take. I don't need any of this. I guess take Professional Elements. I don't know. Okay. Because, yeah, the Epic Strike here, I can't look at it until I go unlock it. Yeah, I'll go unlock it. I'm going. Check Blade Barrier? I can't check Blade Barrier. I don't have the spell, unfortunately. They might have buffed Blade Barrier. I don't know if they did. Just checking the forums, see if there's any posts. It is neat that the Lamannia is up before the post is, but it's kind of weird. Yep, I'll talk to the NPC when I get there. Alright. Let's go. Hello, Redleaf. What's up? And Willowthorn and Bragg. This also means every character gets an extra Epic Destiny point, by the way. So you're now going to gain, when this patch comes through, even if you don't like Artificer, even if you don't like Macrotech, even if you don't like new content added to the video game, you're still getting one more Epic Destiny point for free. Oh ho ho! Have you come to learn some new magic? Perhaps some inner desire to learn to tinker with the fundamentals of the universe? Macrotechs gain a variety of gain access to rune arms in their offhand and can conjure a variety of interesting mechanical constructs to augment their own abilities. I want to learn the mysteries of arcane technology. Yes, my character is completely oblivious to this. You need to buy it? You have to buy it on Lamannia. So I assume you have to buy it. I doubt the Macrotech is going to be free. I am pretty certain it's coming with the new expansion. Wait, can I still not use it? Oh, I can now. Okay, good. Like, I'm pretty sure you're not going to be able to use it until you either buy the new expansion or buy it outright. And since it's like expansion content, it's likely going to be locked behind a collector's edition for 6 months. So you're going to see all the Macrotechs running around out there, and you'll be like, what's that cool sword? You're sitting on the sideline. Alright. So, Wellspring of Power is amazing. I need Construct Exemplar too. I don't need it, but I kind of want it. Epic Mage Armor, I guess, since I'm going to go tier 5. It's so weird to take Epic Mage Armor, but okay. Intelligence. And then 24, you need Burst of Glacial Wrath. So this is the hard part, is I want to take Construct Exemplar, but it's like basically impossible to play this without Burst of Glacial Wrath, because Burst of Glacial Wrath is too good for this character. And then I want Epic Spell Power Lightning. So Electricity. Then we go here and level up. And then I have to choose, but I want Embolden and Intensify. So if I had to pick between Embolden, Intensify, and I guess I would take Intensify because it affects the Rune Arm. So we're going to go with Intensify. And then I'm going to, instead of Embolden, I will take Construct Exemplar because I can. Actually, that depends on how you move through the tree here. Because this effect where you gain 10 PRR for Contract Exemplar is quite good, but do you even need it? Because you take Epic Strike, no fail reflex saves on a 1. I completely forgot to take the feat where my intelligence affects my reflex saves, so I'm actually always failing them, so I can actually save those points. That's cool. Rune Arm use, you have to take. Radiant Prison, I might be able to skip. I can skip Fluidity. I think I might skip the Mantle here, because even though I'll have the Rune Arm, which gives me a billion defensive stats, I don't necessarily need it, and I think I could go with something more offensive. So grab, like, Draconic Incarnation here. Oh, it's over here. What the? Sure. Anyway, so I can grab Draconic Incarnation instead. Epic Spell Focus? No, you don't want... Epic Spell Focus is not as good as Embolden. It gives you less. And you might be like, yeah, but it costs less than Embolden. Yeah, but it still gives you less. And I don't really need any of these feats. So my brain kind of wants to go Crush Weakness because of the crowd control angle. Oh, we have notes? Beautiful. Beautiful. Advance next up level. And then, of course... Okay, I'm just gonna take Embolden as well. And skip out on the Contract Exemplar. Even though I like Contract Exemplar, I'm going to skip out on that. We're going to get Scion. I like Scion on the Plane of Air, but this is totally useless for me. Versus Fire, which is significantly better. And so is Water. So we're going to go with probably Fire. Actually, even better than Fire is honestly probably Celestia. Because it gives 150 hit points as well as everything else. And is probably better. What's better, 150 hit points or 10 PRR and MRR? The reason why, even though air gives you 5% more crit, I don't really want to have the cost. Any reason, as a repeater, pure Artie, to use that tree rather than getting Shradi and Hunt's End? I don't know. Any idea what the epic past life will be? I don't know. We're going to be looking through the threads when we get the chance. I'm not a ranged character, so I can't really answer the ranged character questions. So I apologize for not having answers for you about your ranged character things. I'm not a ranged guy. I'm a melee guy. You ask me a melee question, I got an answer for you. Okay, and I can't take any of these feats. These are all not helpful. So I guess I take Deific Warding here for 10 PRR MRR, because that's just good. Then I take this for the intelligence, and it's good. Okay, so Lamannia. We have a whole bunch of things, so we're going to try to get to all of them. Okay, so, patch notes. So just give me a sec here. All right, so we got this. Actually, one sec. Okay. So this is the Macrotech preview. So let me just load this here so it's easier to see. I'm gonna put myself down here. Chat, you guys are gonna go down here. Actually, before we read through this, we're gonna get some water. I'm gonna get some water real quick because I just need some. But yeah, we're gonna read the patch notes too, Kentos. Don't worry. So there's a bunch of threads here. So we got Macrotech Epic Destiny changes, Rune Arm changes, Experience System adjustments, Enemy AI adjustments, Dungeon Alert adjustments, and Harbor Tavern Vector questing. I don't know exactly what all these mean, but we're going to take a look through all of them. But I'm just going to get some water real quick, and then we're going to talk about things. Alrighty. Here we go. So, all right, everybody, buckle in, get yourself ready, because we're going to be reading through the Update 60 preview notes, and this is going to be very, very, very long. So, like I said, get yourself ready. There's a lot of stuff we're looking at here. It's going to take a long time to get into. But yeah, we're gonna be talking about these things in specifics. But yes, tomorrow you'll get to see like the full review of the actual Epic Destiny. But for now, we're just gonna be talking about some of the changes coming through. So let's just get started right from the top. So Macrotech Epic Destiny, which is here. Update 60 introduces new Epic Destiny Macrotech, and we will go over this right now. So, hello everyone. In this preview, we're excited to bring you the first all-new Epic Destiny to our system, the Macrotech. The Macrotech Epic Destiny revolves around the following themes: defense, but not necessarily tanking, rune arms, and electric, sonic, and repair rust spellcasting. It may sound like it fits very well for artificers, and it does, but it's certainly not only good for them, especially as the tree opens up rune arm use to non-artificers. Overall, we managed to make this tree stand well on its own, while also being able to have low-hanging options available for a wide variety of archetypes. Artificers don't actually do sonic damage, so we'll see how that goes. We strongly encourage giving this new tree a spin on Lamannia, which you can do by talking to Edmund in the tree. You also have to buy it on the DDO store, so make sure you buy it on the DDO store as well. Okay, so the cores. So the first core, Maker's Touch, you get magical training. This is pretty stock standard for like every other core. It gives spell points, hit points, spell power, universal spell power, melee power, and range power, as well as +1 all spell DCs. This literally does everything that every other core does, so these are the most cost-effective cores in the game. So keep that in mind. Next, we have the Metamagic Capacitors, which is Fortification and each Healing Amp, which means this will work for Negative Amp as well. Rune Arms benefit from maximizing power and intensify spell metamagics. For those that don't know, Rune Arms scale off of spell power, so if you happen to have these feats, which my character I just created does, I just realized I forgot to close the door, and there's a lot of noise coming in. It's really noisy in here. Anyway, if you didn't know that, then your character, if you have those, you'll get an extra 300 spell power on your Rune Arms, which is a lot of extra damage. The next one, Warding Inscriptions, more Fortification and Amp, and your Blade of Spell Power now Blade of Armor now blocks 20 points of damage per catch level with no cap. This spell was borderline useless, and now it's going to do around what's 20 times 26? 520 every 30 seconds. It's pretty good. I would take it. And the last one, Armored Augmentation. You get extra exceptional bonus to your armor class, which does not stack with tanks, but it's pretty good. And your rune arm cash levels now factor in bonuses to your epic and legendary knowledge feats. So it's basically an extra 6 cash levels on your rune arm, which if you're a pure artificer, you can think of this as a 33% damage boost on rune arm damage, which is pretty cool. And especially considering you already have the meta magics applying here, rune arm damage is going to go up a lot. Okay, so we got Tier 1, Sprockets, Ramp, so Repair Ramp, and if you have Contract Exemplar, you get 10 PRR. Pretty good overall. This is cost-effective, very powerful, and Contract Exemplar is a feat that on melees you take a lot. So if you're playing like a melee fighter, melee paladin, melee, pretty much almost every melee has a dead feat at 24. And so this is your feat filler at 24. You're going to take Contract Exemplar. So if you're a Warforged and you take Contract Exemplar, this is pretty much a no-brainer, especially considering how powerful the cores are. Then you got Armor Class and PRR. Again, just more good stuff. You've got skills for Spellcraft UMD, as well as Rune Arm charge rate. So if you're Rune Armor, you're going to want to use that. As well as Blast Shields for reflex saves and no longer failing reflex saves in a 1. This is cool because no longer failing reflex saves in a 1 is something that wasn't Tier 1 before. You had Fortitude saves and Will saves in Tier 1, but you didn't have reflex saves. Now we have reflex saves in Tier 1. So this is going to be a great splash for a lot of characters. But we now have the Epic Strike. You have Galvanic Burst, Sonic Boom, and Mending Burst. These are AoE spells. It's basically Energy Burst from Draconic Incarnation. So Sonic and Electric Energy Burst with the same sort of cooldown. However, in-game, these are dealing less damage, but here they're doing the same damage as Dragon Breath. So I'm not sure if they toned it down. We'll see about that. And then Mending Burst is Energy Burst, but it's healing in a repair. So it doesn't heal like squishies. It's only a repair. Also, it does not do this. So I assume that they probably have the spells programmed in to copy Dragon Breath right now, and they're going to be changing them to this. I assume so. These numbers seem balanced. The numbers in game. Mending Burst is healing for this much instead, and it's too good, but the cooldown is whack, so they could kind of adjust that out. So if they change it to these numbers, I think people will be pretty happy about that. Tier 2. We got fluidity. Your armor and body type no longer contribute to arcane spell failure. This might not matter for a lot of people, but as an example, my my warlock that I was running for blasting, my blaster warlock, wore medium armor and had no way to get rid of the arcane spell failure. And this would solve that problem. So it's actually quite nice to have this somewhere outside of just the Fatesinger tree. Radiant Prison. Target non-boss foe is sealed away for 8 seconds. An unbreakable force field, no save. In this force field, they cannot act, but take 95% less damage and all healing from all damage and healing from all sources. It's basically like you lock them in a little bubble and they can't do anything for 8 seconds. You can still instantly kill them, and it works on non-bosses, but this is great for your harder monsters, your Vengeance Reapers and stuff like that. Rune Arm Use. You gain the Rune Arm Use feat. Your cash level with Rune Arms is now based on your character level instead of your Artificer level. It's based off of, in-game, it's based off of half of your character level, so I don't know where the typo is. I assume the half of the character level is correct, because character level would mean this is just better than Artificer, or that every Artificer has to take this, but again, we'll see. However, if you already had Rune Arm Use, you get +1 stable charge tier. Basically, your Rune Arms charge up, and they lose charge while moving. Stable charge tier is basically saying they can stay at tier 2 while moving, instead of going all the way back down to tier 1. And then you have the multi-selector for Lightning and Thunder Hammer. This is Chaos Hammer, but electric, and this is Chaos Hammer, but sonic. These spells are great. I tested them in-game. They're really fun, really powerful, and just honestly good for every single electric and sonic caster in the game. So if you have any electric or sonic casters, you're going to be using one of these. Then we have the actual Destiny Mantle, Animated Aegis. You create a small animated object that floats with you. While this mantle is active, you get Repair Amplification, as well as absorbing Force, Bludgeoning, Piercing, Slashing, Electric, Sonic, and Rust damage you take, which increases to 15% while wearing a Rune Arm. This parallels greatly with the Unyielding Sentinel, which gives you absorb to all of the other elements in the game. So it's kind of cool that they kind of pair together like that. Tier 3, you've got spell DCs, which is nice. You have the Technique Drive. So in this class, or in this Epic Destiny, there are all these drives. And the drives will matter later because you get bonuses based on the drives that you specifically selected. So you have the Speed Drive for Double Shot and Double Strike. You have it's Double Strike in-game. The Efficiency Drive for spell cost reduction, as well as the in-game description is the correct one. Yeah, that makes sense. And the Flash Drive, which is threat generation. Now, obviously, this is not going to be the best tank tree. Well, you'll see more of that as we go down. It's still good. It gives a lot of tanked stats, but it's not like there's a lot of damage things in here, obviously. But as a second tree for a tank, if you've ever played my fun tank build before, one of the biggest problems is just maintaining that threat. Getting an extra 450 threat generation right here, it's going to be beautiful. Then we got Stormcore for Rune Arm DCs. Perfect. And then Strike Drive. These are upgrades to your Epic Strike. All of these upgrades work for all Epic Strikes. So Ruin Drive makes it so your Epic Strike disassembles constructs, dealing rust damage. Your Blast Drive makes it so your Epic Strike now stuns nearby enemies. And your Dissonance Drive makes it so it confuses nearby enemies. However, each one is attuned to one of the specific strikes and gets a bonus if you use it with the Coordinated Strike. Ruin Drive is paired with the Repair Strike, so your heal. If you use it, it'll also give you a buff that reduces your meta magic cost for a short period of time. The Blast Drive, which is the stun, is paired with the Electric Epic Strike. And if you use the Epic Strike, the electric one, it applies a buff that increases your movement speed. And the Dissonant Drive, the Sonic effect, it's paired with the Sonic Strike, which also applies vulnerability to nearby enemies. So it's kind of cool how they do that. You don't have to take it, but if you want the extra bonus, you want to pair it up. I like that. I think it's a good way to do it. Destiny Mantle Improvement, you get extra PR and MRR, and if you're wearing a Rune Arm, you get even more. Very fun. Tier 4, we got Galvanic Attunement. Also remember, these are the drives, so the drives will come in handy in a little bit later. All right. Galvanic Attunement. We got +10 Electric, Sonic, Rust, and Repair spell power, as well as Universal spell power. This is just like the thing in Exalted Angel. It's the same thing. Arcane Imbuement for Imbue Die. This might seem a little high for Imbue Dice, especially considering this is mostly Spellcaster adjacent. Now, granted, there are some like melee stuff, and it's a lot of hybrids here, so you can kind of see it coming through. But it is the highest Imbue Die so far in any of the trees. This is actually okay, because right now we're kind of tight on points. Later on, when we get to level 34, 36, 38, 40, we're going to be closer to like 110, 120 points in trees, and it's not going to be hard to get Arcane Imbuement. So having it here is good for the future, and you may be able to make builds that kind of come up here and use it, but don't worry about this being that high. Then we have the Boost Drive. So you either have the Spark Drive or the Echo Drive. The Spark Drive makes your Rune Arms deal additional electric damage, and the Echo Drive makes your Rune Arms deal additional sonic damage, which is cool. Then you have the improved Meta Magic here, so you have Maximize and Power Intensify, reduces their cost. and the Destiny Mantle Improvement Magical Recoil, where you get extra spell power, and if you have your Destiny Mantle active, firing your rune arm grants you spell resistance. I assume the spell resistance is going to stack, because if it doesn't, it's useless, but we're going to find out, because spell resistance on items is higher than your character level, so we'll find out. Also with 7 South, we do not know where the tree is coming from, so it is not confirmed at all. And then we have Tier 5. So, we have spell DCs, great. Crit damage while wearing a rune arm, great. Armor of Legends. So the epic mage armor feat, its bonus is now untyped and grants you +1 armor class per level. This used to give you 20 armor class that didn't stack with your chest piece. Now this is going to give you 32 armor class that stacks with everything, which is very, very cool. And I'm very excited for this. This is actually a huge increase. You might think of this as small because a lot of people think armor class isn't good, but there is, like, if you've never had the chance to play it endgame, going from like 80 or 90, which is where your character like this will be around, up to 120, 122, somewhere around there, is a massive difference in the amount of times you're going to get hit. Very, very nice. But you also get a boost based on the drive. So remember where the drives matter. Each drive is going to give you a bonus. It's impossible to kind of pin down exactly how good or bad these drives are, but just remember that it's an action boost bonus. So for example, speed drive doesn't stack with action boost haste, efficiency drive doesn't stack with action boost sprint, and so on and so forth. Granted, this is the only one that's bad, or that doesn't stack properly. The rest of these, you're never using these action boosts, so I wouldn't stress about it too much. But it basically means that speed drive is not as good as it looks, and the rest of them are kind of all better. Is this 52 AC? If you're not wearing armor, you will get 52 armor class, but you should be wearing armor. Epic Moment, Maximum Overdrive. Shift into Maximum Overdrive. This ability is not implemented, and we welcome all suggestions for how this ability is structured. As long as it's the name Maximum Overdrive, cool. So they don't know what to do with the Epic Moment. So do you go into the DDO forums and put this in here and say, hey guys, I think Maximum Overdrive should give you a sick car that you can drive so you can jump from one building to another while stealing cars. So if you don't know what to do with Maximum Overdrive, give them a suggestion. They need an answer. There's also no action boost in View Dice. And Destiny Mantle Improvement, Force Field Generator. With your animated Aegis Epic Destiny Mantle active, you gain 10% hit points, and while you have the Rune Arm equipped, it's 20%. This is exactly the same as the Unyielding Sentinel, except this is with a Rune Arm as opposed to while being in the Mantle. And so if you don't want to use Rune Arms, it'll be a little bit different. And the Past Life. Trap Damage Absorption. Martial Past Life Stance. 3% trap damage absorption per stack, as well as it gives you the armor class per 10 character levels. Now, this is a martial past life stance, but they put the character in the arcane sphere, so they have to move the character, or this is a typo. Because this is in the wrong place. Because the character's in the arcane room. But yeah. So the trap damage absorption, again, this might not sound good, because generally it isn't, but I guarantee you there is a fair number of people who are out here pogging their heads off because they die to traps all the time, and this will be nice for them. You know, I don't really care about this, but some people will. All right, so that's the Macrotech. Is it good? Is it bad? I don't know. Next up, Rune Arm changes. All right. So with Update 60, introducing the Macrotech Epic Destiny, we decided to take this opportunity to do some much-needed Rune Arm shot balancing. We currently have 20 Rune Arm shot types, which vary wildly in damage, number of hits, speed, spread, homing, and hitbox size. In this pass, we standardized many things to make Rune Arm's types more viable, bringing in odd outliers and make the user experience better. Also, Steelstar has a picture of himself from the event. What do you call it? The anniversary event, which is fun. Oh, look, you can see last seen 6 minutes ago viewing this thread. Hilarious. Okay, so general notes. The information below is sorted by shot type. It's mentioned in the general notes of this preview, but the Rune Arm charge UI is now movable like other UI elements. So previously, this used to be just around your character. Now you can move it around, which is fun. All Rune Arm shots now have a consistent projectile size. This should help, especially with ones like light spirals, which are so large they often impact the ground before actually shooting. That's why light spirals would never work. You would fire it, and it would impact with the ground on spawn and then disappear instantaneously. One of the biggest power disparities we tackled here is the AoE versus single target-ish Rune Arms. So an example of AoE is Fire Blast, which is a cone. An example of single target is Salt Shot, which shoots 5 homing projectiles at a single target. Doesn't mean all of those will hit that target, or only that target, as things will get in their way, but the single target most of the time. We made target damage for single-ish target once equivalent to what Salt, Knife, Ghost, Book, and B shots are dealing called new single target curve. Their damages remain the same. Other shots have come up to meet them. Okay. And currently we have similar damage curves. However, many AoE ones will only hit their target once, while single-ish will hit up to 5 times. Meaning AoE ones are doing 20% of the damage, and single target-ish ones sometimes less. We also don't necessarily want big AoE cones doing 100% of the damage a single targets do. So the damage on AoEs that do one hit are to affected targets has gone up a lot across the board. This puts their damage at roughly half of what the single target does do with the number of projectiles they fire at the same tier. So boil it down, okay, is a single target damage rune arm will do double damage to or twice the damage of an AoE shot to one monster. So if my AoE rune arm does 100 damage, my single target will do 200 damage, but obviously the AoE does 100 damage to everything. So if there's 3 targets, my AoE one was better. If there's 2 or 1 target, the single target one is fine or better. That kind of makes sense? All rune arms that deal multiple damage types still do. We just split the numbers to fit the new damage paradigm. Please hop in game to look at it, and the fine details are being adjusted as needed. So this is going to be kind of boring, so we're going to go through this. I'm very excited about this. This is honestly a huge issue with rune arms as they've stood in the game for a very long time, is that they're very, very wildly imbalanced. They do completely different numbers all over the place. Cannon shot and any multiple damage type rune arm has traditionally been like the best ones. So cannon shot and garbage shot. I don't know where garbage shot is. Trash shot. Both of these are outliers because they do huge amounts of damage. The cannon shot did fire and physical, and the trash shot did physical and fire and poison and all sorts of stuff, right? And so it would do full damage of each type, causing it to basically do like 4 times the damage of another type. So they're going to be balancing it out. So acid bolt, new curve, change shot to narrowed spread, increased speed, B shot, no changes. Book shot, increased speed, cold bolts, new damage and increased speed. Cannon shot, it's now an AoE damage, increased speed. Electrical lash, more damage. Blast, electrical lash, increased projectile speed, added homing. That's always fun. Go shot has increased speed. Apparently they're increasing the projectile speed of a lot of the rune arms. So that's going to be cool. So we'll see about how the rune arm speeds will go. We'll be testing out pretty much every rune arm in the game to see how they feel. Because one of the biggest problems with rune arms right now is also you fire them and the targets are dead. It's actually the reason why previous to this I was talking specifically about how rune arms are basically useless for ranged characters and they're only used by melees and spellcasters because melees and spellcasters are close enough and ranged characters are too far away. By the time you shoot your rune arm, the blaster is like slowly going, but the target's already dead. So that's a bit of a fix there. So hopefully it'll be good. Force shot, updated damage to single target curve, blah, blah, blah. Gold shot, updated damage, knife shot, light spirals will actually work. No changes to assault shot, and trash shot. Damage and outlier. Trash shot is currently doing around double the damage of the next best rune arm in the game, which is true. Yes, there are trade-offs, but its current role is not as good as the overall rune arm meta. We've adjusted damage down and given its homing and better projectile speed. The other problem with trash shot is it was doing 1 billion damage, but it was super small. Super slow. So you would fire it and it would just go through the air like, I don't know, like in slow motion. So now it's actually going to work. So its damage is reduced by around half, putting it slightly higher than the new single target curve. It has 4 damage types, but very few will most likely take all 4. Poison and rust are generally mutually exclusive, which basically means they bricked it. But we'll see. But currently, it looks bricked. So we're going to find out. And what did you say? Exploding fire shot? Increase the hitbox? Yay. Cool. So that's rune arm changes. Next up, experience system adjustments. Next up on the list, so XP system. So we're doing some updates to the XP system to increase incentives for killing monsters and to make it less confusing. Okay, this all ties into a series of changes to make running past large numbers of encounters a less desirable behavior because of what it does to our servers due to pathing costs. Basically, you guys aren't killing the monsters, so therefore they're changing it so they want you to kill the monsters instead of walking past them. Now, there's a lot of nuance here. I'm going to do my best to address it, but I also am not great at doing math on the fly, so I'm going to do our best. So, changes. Bravery bonus is being renamed to Delving bonus. This is mostly so people coming back to the game don't still think they need to worry about streaks, which came a bit when we tried talking about this to our surprise. Yes, this is something I talk about all the time. A lot of people think there are still bravery bonus streaks, and they get confused all the time. So I'm happy they are changing the name. That's already a good thing. The first time bonus that appears per difficulty is being removed and its value is being absorbed into Conquest and the Delving bonus. It was redundant, a bit confusing, and we needed the numbers elsewhere. So first time bonus changes. These bonuses are being absorbed into the new other system. So we have the old bonus was 20%, 45%, and 95%, and those are all moving into Conquest. So Delving, he has Bravery bonus. Increase Delving bonus by adding a Reaper tier. So new Delving bonus is 50% on Reaper. So Hard, 50% bonus, Elite, 100% bonus, and Reaper's 150% bonus. Uses the same logic as Bravery bonus did before, meaning that if you play on Hard or Elite, you'll get a 50% bonus for Reaper. If you play just on Hard, then the Reaper bonus will be 100%. Basically, it's just chopping up the Bravery bonus. Now, one of the things I don't think they addressed here is that Bravery bonus in the previous system didn't affect Reaper XP, but first-time bonuses did. So you would get this 95% on Reaper XP, and now you're not going to, unless they changed how this works. So we're going to have to look into specifically how that is adjusted, but we'll see here. And Conquest. Conquest bonus now scales with difficulty some and is a larger bonus. Note, we'll be doing a pass to address certain dungeons that have usual configurations that make getting these bonuses perhaps more difficult than they should be. There are several quests where you can't get Conquest at all. Many, many, many of them. And then also stuff like Castle Ravenloft, Vault of Night, Red Dragon Raid. Any quests where you only have to do part of it. Amber Temple is another example, where like you have to clear the whole dungeon to get Conquest, which is a waste of your time. So Conquest bonuses are also changing based on your difficulty. So Normal is now going to have a 45% Conquest bonus. Hard has a 50% Conquest bonus to XP. Elite has a 70% Conquest bonus to XP. And Reaper has a 70% Conquest bonus to XP. So they have charts here. So on Normal difficulty, Hard difficulty, Elite, and the new Reaper mode. So based on their maths of how they shift things around with the old versus the new, the XP is the same. And then apparently on repeat plays, you get even more XP on your repeats because you're now going to get some of that shoved into the Conquest bonus. There are a couple issues with this. So you get more XP on repeats, but the same XP on the first playthrough. There are two issues with this that I think are not really addressed here. The first is that if you don't kill all of the monsters, in which most quests you're not going to, and I don't mean like people skipping monsters, you're generally getting an aggression bonus at best. Even doing the whole quest. A lot of times, Conquest is go out of your way to kill monsters. Go into a small hallway to kill monsters. Go into another room and do an extra optional and do other things, right? Think of a quest like Search and Rescue. Search and Rescue is 2 quests in 1. I don't want to do the fucking 30-minute optional to get Conquest. That's stupid. Why are there 800 monsters in that quest? I don't know. And there's also a huge time, which is basically the 2015 to 2019 DDO, where every new adventure pack that came out was 400 monsters per quest. That's just how they designed it. It was just 400 monsters per quest, every quest. Right? Grim and Barret, and the entire, like the whole Devil's Gambit chain, Archon's Trial, Newcomers, Black and Blue. Literally just every quest is throw in as many monsters as physically possible before the game will crash. And a lot of them are optionals that you don't want to go do. So, I think that generally, this is going to be a nerf to XP for the average player. I think the average player is going to get a nerf to XP, which is unfortunate. So, I think they should address that, and I hope people do. But this is going to be, Temple of Elemental Evil, exactly. So, there's going to be a nerf to XP for the average player. So, I don't really like that. I don't think they should be nerfing XP at this point in DDO's history. I think making it slower and harder to level up for the average player is probably a bad idea, so I don't like it. That being said, if you are an endgame player, especially someone that does like Reaper mode and stuff, you're going to be getting more Reaper XP if you're not TRing now. So depending on who you are, you're going to have a different take on some of these changes. As I said, if you're an endgamer who spends a lot of the time doing Reaper 10s and other things, you're going to be getting the same and more XP. If you're a leveling character, a TRing character, somebody prefers that, Conquest and R10, a lot of the quests you're doing on R10 are easily accessible for Conquest, right? Like a lot of Sharn quests are pretty easy to Conquest, because it's like a lot of them are fairly linear, stuff like that. So here is what I would say about this. If they bring the requirements for Conquest down a little bit for a lot of quests throughout the game, and possibly bump up the XP somewhere a little bit on the first time with the bravery, then I'll be okay with it. But as it stands right now, this is kind of just a general nerf to my playstyle, and I don't skip monsters. You guys watch my stream. I don't skip monsters. I don't like monster skipping. I don't endorse monster skipping. And I'm still going to have to deal with a reduced amount of XP. So I think that that's not really... I don't like the fact that they want to nerf players like myself who play the game all the time. So I think that, you know, either incentivize it by giving me more XP for killing everything, or allow me to play the way I was playing before. I don't like the nerf. Because I don't think... Because, again, if I have to go out of my way to aggro more monsters to get Conquest now, that doesn't help with the pathing problem. I have to fight more monsters. So this is not good. Totally. In totality. Sorry. I'm trying to think of the best way to put this. This is not good in some respects. I do think that moving more experience into Conquest is fine generally, but reducing the experience points for the average player across the board is something I don't really like. Maybe Saints Row Games is trying to sell you more experience potions, you know? Maybe that's what they want. They're trying to increase the margins on XP potions, and that's kind of their goal here, is they're kind of trying to angle it so they get more XP based on the potions. Again, I don't really love that. I wish they would just come out and say stuff like that, or maybe they just made a mistake on the monster numbers. I don't know. It's entirely possible that they are just like thinking about the total amount of experience and not thinking about the added time that would come into this experience. So as I said, benefit of the doubt, give them the chance to make these changes. It says up here, preview 1. Right? So it says in here, preview 1. So I'm fine with that. So I'll make so I'm making my comments down here. I'm also going to write some comments about this. But I think that, like I said, the second part, the repeat plays, the fact that you get more XP is very cool. And I don't think they always have to give up more XP, but I think that the Conquest bonus being where the majority of the XP is just makes it feel bad. Now, that being said, Onslaught 50%. Conquest used to be 35, though. Oh, right. Sorry, I'm confused. It's moved in here. It's the same XP if you get Conquest. This requires Conquest, right? Yeah, it requires Conquest. Yeah, never mind. No. Yeah. To fight more monsters to fight, doesn't that make more lag, not less? Exactly. So I find this confusing. The wording here is confusing. I think they could do a better job of explaining this or correcting themselves. Right now, this reads as, we want you to buy XP potions, and not, we're trying to reduce lag. Because they're encouraging players to go aggro more things so they can get more experience, as opposed to aggroing less things. Or actually fighting the things. Because if I'm going to choose between Conquest bonus, killing most monsters in every monster in every quest, versus skipping as many monsters as possible, if this forces me to start monster skipping so I can actually get a more appropriate level amount of XP, I mean, I guess I'll have to do it, which will cause more problems for the game. But again, this is, you know, I think that they're making a bad decision here in terms of the total amount of XP being given out. What they should do, and this is my suggestion, is don't punish players for trying to play the game as it's designed. So what I mean by that is if I should get the same XP going through the quest, killing all the monsters along the main path to the quest as before. Okay? So if they can fix that, then that's fine. So maybe take this, make it so instead of needing Conquest, Onslaught is the same amount as before, and Conquest is a slightly higher than it was before. That might sound dumb, but consider that you're going to get an aggression bonus on most quests. You're usually going to get an Onslaught if you're doing the main line of a quest, and going out of your way to get Conquest will give you that extra bonus, as it should feel. Making Conquest the mandatory way to play means that a lot of players are going to be missing out on experience points. So I think if they can circle back and maybe shove this bonus down into Onslaught and then make Conquest an extra bonus on top of that, I know they're probably averse to changing the XP paradigm because they really like selling experience point potions. Because I guarantee you, by the way, experience point potions are probably a huge percentage of Samsung Games' budget. So I get it. I'm not saying that they should stop selling XP potions. I'll buy your XP potions. But I don't like the idea that I have to, it's the question is, you're going to get 20% less XP now, is what they're saying. You're going to get 20% less XP than you did before, so please buy a potion all the time. And I don't like that. I don't want to have to do conquest on every quest. Please move it down a little bit. Just move it down a little bit. I don't think that's crazy. I don't think that's a crazy thing. I think they can make that adjustment. So I said preview 1. I'll write my feedback more calmly. And I hope you guys do as well. Important note, when you're discussing the forums and all of this,
Quest received.
don't be a jerk. So obviously I disagree with some of the things that are being written here, and some of you might as well. So when you write your comment, don't be like, I hate you guys, this is the worst, you're ruining DDO. Because no one's going to read your comment, because it's boring. Just post your feelings. If I play the game and I don't always get conquest, I'm losing XP. I don't normally get conquest when I do quests, but I kill all the monsters as I go through the thing normally. And now I'm getting an XP penalty, and I don't like that. Remove 10% XP, it breeds toxicity. Exactly correct. That's it. I think that moving it into conquest is the wrong move. Putting it into onslaught or aggression is fine, because they want you to engage with the monsters. And if you go from point A to point B on a quest, and you kill all the monsters in between, and it gets you with onslaught bonus, and conquest is the bonus you get for going out of your way to kill extra monsters, I think that's perfectly okay. I think that's a totally acceptable solution. I have no problem with them taking some of the bonus and putting it in some of here. But conquest is the go out of your way to kill everything bonus, and I think that penalizing the entire player base because SSG can't get a handle on the pathing issues with monsters is not the best thing to do, and so I think they should rethink that a bit. Anyways, now we're going to move on to enemy AI adjustments. So with the goal of saving on path cycles to keep lag off servers, we recently worked from monster AI in several ways. Better de-aggro logic. Monsters will now be a bit better at dropping aggro against players that they have no hope in catching, and dropping aggro against players who have passed them by but were never their primary targets and might be long gone. Note this does not affect the duration they'll contribute to Dungeon Alert. Only killing them or waiting for the alert to cool down will do that once they've aggroed and added the alert level. Okay? Skips going home. Monsters no longer try to path home when they drop aggro. Sometimes these paths get very long and extensive. We may eventually have to teleport them home, but given the player may want to go back and reacquire them without rather than leaving where they were when they lost the player in this preview. Monster landscape will still leash normally, which means they teleport to the little yellow dots when they pulled too far off their spawn point. This is also a good thing. So yeah, monsters, when they de-aggro, will often walk back to where they started, and if they can't get there, they'll cause problems. So this is better, they'll just leave where they are. Archers and casters will generally try to run from you less often when you get close to them. These AIs, when they got jammed into corners, would spend a lot of time failing to find a good spot, and we feel it's not worth the server cycles. An archer or caster will occasionally move away from you, especially when they first aggro, but typically won't spend cycles trying to maintain the distance anymore. AI will mobs with AI with mobs with baked-in jump-back animations will do those behaviors. What this means is that, you know how every time you get up close to an archer, they all spread out, like a group of archers? They're going to do that less, which is actually amazing. So yeah, if they change, maybe if they change how many monsters you need for Conquest, yeah. If they said, by the way, we're going to make Conquest more accessible, so the mainline through quest is going to cause you to get Conquest, I have no problem with that. If they make it so that you only need to get aggression bonus and Conquest is now a bonus, I have no problem with that. That's the only issue I have, is the fact that tying the baseline old XP to Conquest now is a bad idea, because I would hazard a guess that 50 to 60% of all quests you run in Heroics don't give you Conquest by just doing the adventure. So I think that, you know, nerfing the XP is not a good idea to incentivize the player base to enjoy themselves. The first time bonus, doesn't that mean that people just find the most efficient set of quests and run them over and over until it isn't worth it? That is correct. Yeah, it also is more valuable to, like, basically, like, Shadow Crypt just got a big buff in XP. Sounds like mobs will become training dummy. I don't know what you mean by that. But yeah. Just ran captives, killed everything on normal path, no bonus XP. Yep. Anyways. Alright. Dungeon Alert adjustments. Buff to epic leveling. I don't think dailies are a thing again because you're gonna get them. But yeah, stuff like Wizard King, where you can't even hit. I've never hit Conquest on Wizard King. Another example. There's just so many quests where you can't get Conquest. I just think throwing into Conquest is just a bad idea, straight up. Just put in the aggression bonus. We're updating the dungeon alert to put some bite back in the system, which has not scaled well against our ever-increasing player power over the years. Most of the changes focus on red alert, which is really the alert we want you players to avoid. We are aware that some content has some trigger issues and we're working through feedback we've already received on those dungeons, which will be tracked in a different post. Changes. Monster movement speed bonuses have been increased for all dungeon alert levels by about 20% because players have access to a lot more movement effects than they did back in the bay. Perfectly fine. Right now, you can ignore dungeon alert red because you can just like... spring attack into abundant step into wings and get away from everything. On red alert, all monsters will gain true sight, just like bosses do. Also perfectly fine. The fact that you can just invis past entire quests is something they want to prevent from happening. They want you to invis past certain sections, and if you get caught, have to deal with the monsters. Currently, the way it works is when you get caught, you have to fight, or you just re-invis and then don't worry about it. Whereas in the new system, if you get caught, you have to like actually handle the situation, which puts a little bit of risk behind stealth and invisibility. On red alert, all monsters will gain 25% dodge penetration and a very large bonus while flanking. To be clear, this hit bonus only applies if the monster is behind you. That's crazy. This means especially on higher difficulties, monsters will kill you really fast. Because 25% dodge penetration basically means you have no dodge unless you blow a cooldown. So that's crazy. And on red alert, monsters who have been crowd controlled will break free in 6 seconds and will break free faster and faster for every time that particular monster is CC'd. Interesting. Okay. So I already don't agree with whatever this person is saying. Feels like playing with D&D with a GM but keeps punishing you for not doing what they want. Yeah, that is exactly what it's like. It's called a video game, dude. I actually don't conceptually have a problem with this in total. I think that red alert causing major problems is actually fine. My problem is the number of adventures that self-red alert, where you don't have to do anything, and there's so many monsters that you red alert on the spot. Madness of the Crowds is a perfect example. The second you find Brawn Pits, you aggro one monster, red alert. Half the dungeon is coming to where you are. If they can fix all of the dungeons that auto red alert you before this goes live, I won't mind it. Because generally it's not a big deal. But what quests where can you get red alerted really easily? Really, really easily. What Goes Up is an example where you can get red alerted instantly because they just throw 100 monsters at you in the final boss fight. SSG has had a volume problem with their game, and I get that it is time consuming to go back and redesign a bunch of fights to fix the volume problem. It's not the cause of lag, Brez. That's like you're driving your car and you see the little alert thing that comes up that says like, hey, by the way, your engine's broken. And you're like, oh, fuck, my engine? I got to turn this off. And then you turn the alert off and you're like, oh, good. Now my engine's fixed again. That's not how that works. You can't just like put a piece of tape over top of the little like fix engine sign, check engine light. Be like, okay, good. Engine's fine. Not how that works. Dungeon alert is the check engine light. So yeah, so I don't have an issue with the changes to red alert here as a concept. My issue is that SSG has a technical debt of adding too many monsters to quests for years. And instead of going back and fixing it, which is expensive because they have to get their content designers, basically probably to go back and fix all of these quests, they would need to not upload, like they'd have to probably not release a content pack. Because of how long it would take to fix all these quests that have too many monsters in them. To rework on most of the fights to make them more interesting. So instead of them just throwing like Madness of the Crowds is the best example. You walk right up the main path, and if you already have stuff aggroed, you pull the entire right side. It's like 8 giants, 15 drow, 4 fire elementals, plus on the left side you have like 15 drow, the scorpion, the priestess, that's also fighting all of the villagers. You have all of that at the same time, just by walking down the center of the room. So I think that if they either make the red alert a little bit more lax to fix some of that, or they go through some of those adventures and they fix them, then I won't have that much of an issue with it. But right now, there are too many quests that red alert themselves. They red alert themselves. And I think that's an issue. And I think that in the short term, SSG, they probably want to prevent people, but I think that you should not hold off on these changes. Hold off on some of these changes. I would say do 1 and 2, and then so that the monsters, they attack you, it solves the, has those issues. But 3 and 4, add these in once they clean quests. When the quest cleaning is done, do 3 and 4, because that way you won't have players destroying themselves and quests being borderline uncompletable for many player groups, because the quests themselves are unfair, right? That's unfair. It is unfair for monsters to gain 25 dodge penetration for nothing the player did on their own. And so I think that and since there's too many quests that do that, I'm actually going to rattle off more. Other quests that also have this problem. We've got in the Stormhorns, there's Breaking the Ranks, which red alerts itself. You have, what's that one with the, also in the Stormhorns, where you have to like protect the supply lines of supply. That one red alerts itself as well. Blockade Buster red alerts itself. Another quest that red alerts itself. Lesson in Deception. In Lesson in Deception, once you clear off the sewers, you go upstairs, you aggro the entire area with all of the entire area that comes behind, all of that's there, everybody on the roofs, instantly red alerted. Inferno of the Damned, red alerted. Yep. Witch Hunt doesn't auto red alert. Witch Hunt red alerts if you ignore all the monsters. Needle in a Face Stack also if you ignore monsters. I disagree with both of those. I don't think you have to fight too many there. But like, so making quests harder is not fair, and I don't think they should make the game unfair. So that's why I think what they should do is they should do 1 and 2. I have no issues with this. This is perfectly fine. But clean your house, fix your quests, and then add this red alert. So once the game doesn't red alert itself, you're fine. Because it's not fair to say, well, we did design quests badly, so we're going to make them like really hard now, and it's our fault, but you have to pay for it. That's not really fair. So they should fix that first. So I don't approve of 3 and 4 now, but after, TOEE patch, Haunted Halls Evening Star patch, Blockade Buster patch, after all of these quests have been patched out and they've fixed it, then it's fine. But until then, like I said, I'm just trying to imagine somebody plays a monk and they go into the quest, Madness of the Crowds, and the monsters ignore all of their dodge and always hit them from behind. And there's nothing they can do. The whole quest, it's completely unavoidable. There's like 7 zillion monsters in that quest. Oh my god, dude. So yeah, so I don't like that. So that would be something I would like to see. So like I said, 1 and 2, no problem. And also conceptually, I actually don't hate these changes at all. From the perspective of like literally the numbers, I actually think both of these things are perfectly fine. So this is perfectly fine. I have no issues with this whatsoever. I think this is totally cool. In a system where the game doesn't red alert itself, because this is the consequence you get for trying to do too many things. This is the consequence you get for trying to do too many things. You have to deal with it. But because the game does it on its own, I think it's not fair to punish literally the entire player base. It is a punishment. SSG designed these quests that don't work, and they're going to make you die for it. And I think that's something they shouldn't do. So 2 steps. Step 1, put this in the game now. Step 2, fix your quests, and then put this in the game. I have no problem with that. No issues with that. Exactly. It should be super punishing, but it should never happen to you if you're straight up doing the quest. If you're not avoiding monsters, if you're not doing any monster skips, and you're straight up doing the quest, you shouldn't get punished. If you want the monsters to have those powers, just give them those powers. Also, I don't agree with anything this person said. So, anyways, that's my take on that. Is the XP system good or bad? XP system is good or bad. I think that it's confusing. So I'm just going to talk about this one more time, just really quick. It's confusing because, in theory, if you run Conquest, you get the same amount of XP, and on repeat plays, you actually get more XP. which is weird, because the problem with this is that the implication is if you kill all of the monsters, then there's less AI problems and everything is good. But the problem is you have to kill more monsters than before, so you have to aggro more things to get the same XP as before, so it takes longer for you. It adds more issues to the pathing server to get the same amount of XP as you got before. So it's a direct nerf to the regular player base. It causes more lag because people are going to be having to fight more monsters, and every quest is going to get more, have more problems with it. So it's, as far as I can tell, this is the we want to sell more XP potions patch, or note, because that's what it looks like. This is the we want to sell XP potions note. So we're going to make you, so instead of getting your full 70%, you're only going to get the 50%, so you're going to be down 20% XP, and you got to do more. But then on the exact flip side of that, repeat playthroughs are definitely going to get more XP. So since repeat playthroughs get you more XP, you're just going to see people doing a lot more of the same quest over and over. So you're going to see a lot of more repeat playthroughs because there's fewer penalties from repeating quests. So you're going to be like, oh, let's do more Shadow Crypt. Let's do more. Yeah, it's going to be do the same quest twice. Do the next quest twice. Do the next quest twice. Because it's actually better. Which is, again, also kind of confusing. No, Conquest doesn't ever happen in most quests. Possibly. So, again, it's kind of confusing to me. As I said, in my opinion, what they should do to change this, and I think this is an easy fix, either A, make it so that Conquest is more easy to get in a lot of quests throughout the game, or B, which I think would fit for more people, make Conquest this bonus be the Onslaught bonus, and then add a bonus for Conquest. On average, you're going to be getting a fair number of Onslaughts, but you're not going to be getting every Conquest, and you're not going to be getting every Onslaught. You'll be getting a fair number. A great example is, what's that quest called? Not Gwyland's, is it Gwyland's Stand? Not Gwyland's Stand. Red Willow Ruins. I know this is an old quest. It's not an amazing quest. There's several caves dotted about that contain most of the monsters. So if you just do the adventure, you're not going to get the Conquest bonus. You're probably going to get the Aggression bonus. So you're going to get a huge penalty on your XP for nothing. You didn't do anything. You just played the game. You logged into play, and SSG says you get less experience points. But then, by contrast, you then move on to the next quest, which is Dead Predators, and you're going to get Conquest, because you're going to kill everything, because there are no optionals in that quest. So you're going to get Conquest there. So just put the bonus into Onslaught, so that people feel like they're going to get their XP, and you actually want to go, you might want to go farm Conquest for the extra bonus. That's how I personally feel about it, but we'll see how it goes. I just still think that, like you said, I don't like the idea of taking XP that people, or making it so everything just takes longer, or we have to aggro more monsters, which means, it's just the messaging is confusing. The messaging says, we want to incentivize killing monsters, which is good, and this all ties with serious change to make past large encounters less desirable behavior, but that has nothing to do with this, because it looks like it does, but Conquest is you have to kill everything. If they wanted me to kill all the monsters, then they would say, okay, what average bonus do you get from doing the mainline through quests if you don't skip quests, and then put that bonus there. But that's not what they did. They put it here, so I don't understand. I'm going to move on from this topic, just because I've beaten the dead horse a lot, so we're going to move on. And move on to Harbor Tavern Vector questing. We've done some minor changes to the flow of the early game involving taverns in the harbor. Tavern keepers in the harbor can now be asked for quest leads and grant vector quests leading to various quests around the harbor. This structure is an early prototype to help with new player onboarding. There's a bit of info about Favor and the compendium there. To look at this, just talk to the barkeeps and Wayward Lobster of the Leaky Dinghy. If you want to look at the full flow start to new character to board your card online, he'll vector you to the Wayward Lobster. This is a genius idea. Have the barkeeps, just make it so every barkeep in the game has a little menu that says, hey, where do I go to get quests, chief? Because I think that SSG has tried to make little quest hubs and different stuff areas in the past. They put little, you can see, especially on Lamannia, you'll see buildings that they've tried to put up, or little noteboards or something to find. But just putting that dialogue in the barkeep is genius. I love it. This is great. This is a great idea. Because you just tell people, hey, dude, just go to the barkeep and ask that guy. And it's really easy, because even players will make that assertion themselves. They'll be like, huh, tavern, go try that. Great idea. Full stop. Great change. We're going to check it out when we get a game. So good idea. Fantastic. I love it. Funnily enough, that's how they did it. That's how they've done it in a lot of older games. Many, many older games. I remember playing, actually, the first Asheron's Call game, and that's how you would find out about a lot of the quests in the game, because you wouldn't know where to go, and you would talk to a barkeep, and they would actually sell you books that would be rumors, and so you could buy rumors to know where to go. Having that, something like that in here is great. So we're going to check that out when we get there. And then we're going to see if there's any other notes that are marked here that are not in this text. All right, other changes. Balancing gameplay. The Legendary Curse of Agony knows a maximum of 60 seconds. This is from the Legendary Curse of Agony from Isle of Dread. The reason why this is a maximum duration of 60 seconds is because... honestly because what you would do with this is it used to stack infinitely. So you would hit the boss Korkaza in the raid killing time with your Curse of Agony. It would stack up to actual hours. And then because the dragon is taking damage, the dragon thinks they're in combat, and you actually don't need to tank the dragon anymore. And so you can have every single person go into the little portals, which made the Reaper 10 dramatically easier. It's still borderline impossible, but it made some elements easier because you can have full parties doing stuff. And even without Reaper 10, if somebody just happens to have a Curse of Agony, you can ignore the dragon, which completely destroys the raid. Also, having something that can stack for hours is probably a bad idea. Anyway, the pause at the end of tumbling with the experimental tumble controls has been removed, allowing for seamless dodge experience. No way. Oh, dude! You can just tumble now while moving! Oh my god, it's Dark Souls! You can now just Dark Souls this game. Are you kidding me? Holy shit. This is literally crazy. How did they put that at the bottom? Dude, this is why people are mad. This is why people are mad. Okay? You can't start with, we're nerfing the XP. We're making it so that several quests become borderline unplayable. And they kill your character instantly. And then expect people not to be mad. You gotta lead with, by the way, it's Dark Souls now. You gotta say, and then every single person goes, oh, what? Oh, XP changes? No, that's okay. Like, honestly, whatever. XP is fine. Tumble controls. That's all I care about this.
The world is ready for deep.
There should be like capital letters at the top.
69.
What the hell is this? Oh my god. Oh my god. This is amazing. Oh, okay. I have to play a Thief Acrobat. Oh my god. Look at the tumbling. There's some weird like things where like the game thinks I'm stopped moving, but oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. They need to add a diagonal tumble? True. There's no diagonal tumble, but now they can afford to do it. Yeah, because now you can, all those things that say like, oh, you can tumble through enemies. Now you can actually do it. Hold on, let me get it. Tumble through enemies. Where's that? Where's that? That's in, it's in Magus, right? There's like a tumble through enemies thing in Magus, I think. Tanks. Where's the tumble through enemies? It's in here. I just don't know where. There's like one where you turn into dust and you tumble through people. You're a Master of Flowers? I don't know. Every tank in the game knows what this is. I just don't know. Shadow Dancer? Shadow Dancer. Okay, thank you. Thank you, tanks. I'll take it. Tumble through enemies. Night Shield. Hide, move silently. Force and spell power. Is it cores? Where is it? Where's the tumble through enemies? Oh, is it the form? Hold on, gotta find this. Make good customers made bypassing reality of monsters. No, this doesn't work either. Where is it? Is it Magus? Okay, it is Magus. Hold on, I gotta find this. I know this is stupid, but trust me, it's important. Full saves, concentration. Scrap for Magus because dev side is an unhealthy mechanic during the ED ramp. Okay, I know you can do it somewhere here. You may tumble through enemies. Thank you. Thank you. It's here. Yep, we're good. Good. Serenity. Enemies, guess what? Boop. What? Boop. Wait. Hey. Hey. Hey, bud. Are you not centered? Do you have to be centered? I am also centered. I am centered. Turn it off, the control. Oh, am I not centered? Oh, I'm not centered. True. What do I have equipped? Oh, I have adamantine plating. Oh, I can't fix that, can I? I can't. Okay, well, ugh. Take off my docent? I can't take off the docent. It's my physical body, dude. I am metal. Rip. Okay, anyway, the point is, this is amazing. Oh my god. Yeah, it shouldn't matter for it. So yeah, as far as... Oh, this guy can do it, though. Hold on, that guy can do it. And they're centered. Yo, go tumble through the thing. Oh, look at that! Oh, they're like they can move through it like it's nothing. Okay, so it's because I'm uncentered. That's why it doesn't work. I don't think it says you need to be centered. So honestly, that's probably a bug. Amazing. Amazing. Okay, so I got to try. Now let's look back at the bugs. Bug fixes. Bug fixes. Titanium's Glory now references the correct helmet in its description. Sure. Corrected a misspelling and tiefling in Devil Assault. Hilarious. Remove bad tooltip from Enlightened Spirit ability. Okay. Heroic and Epic Ancient Volcrum Dagger now is its proper material. Okay. Fix a typo on Where There's Smoke. Okay. Pack aptitude and properly grants its +6 bonuses. Fix this tooltip. Yeah, this didn't do anything. So that's very good that this actually works now. Not because it's actually good, but it actually works, which is good. Fixed a tooltip. Sure. Flurry of Blows now grants its dodge bonus at the correct levels. Good. If you gain Flurry of Blows via Sacred Fist, the dodge bonus is now correctly based off your Paladin level and not your Monk level. I always wondered why Paladin never got any dodge. And that explains it. It was based off of Monk level. So that actually makes sense. So Paladins are going to... Basically, your Paladin's going to gain, I think, 8% dodge or something like that. If you're on a Sacred Fist. Fixed set bonus for the Humanitarian Scavenger set. Cool. Fixed descriptions from a few collectible turn-in NPCs. Fixed descriptions of Thornblade. What's the Humanitarian Scavenger issue? Now we have to look. Now I gotta look. Alright. That's back here. The older loot guy. The tertiary loot guy. Poor loot guy, just chilling here. Revamped SSS. Legendary Sands. Oh, he's not ready yet. I haven't loaded him. Okay, so we'll look at that later. Face description of Thornblade. Vile Eruption now deals its correct damage through Earthquake. Oh. This is doing so much extra damage. Okay, so now it's actually to deal the proper one. This used to last for like minutes. So this is a nerf to Blightcaster because the bug got fixed. Maiming found on randomly generated and named items now correctly only triggers on crit. Which this is now the nerf to the bugged Ferrocrystal weapons. Ferrocrystal weapons used to do this damage on every hit instead of every crit. So, yeah. Metaline Bond now displays your weapon properly. That's fine. Mutilate now correctly applies its Charisma damage and Bane damage. Laughter's melee power now applies. Cool. So we got some bug fixes. Druid's improved dodge now has a % sign. The excellent Haver Dasher is now named Harbor instead of Marketplace. Very fun. Consecration now properly heals hirelings. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know it didn't do that. That's fun. Corrected a text error and lighted the candle's buff. Sure. The power word spells are now correctly listed as enchantment. Fixed description of Grandmaster of Oceans. Something. Fixed name of Ratcat's Trifle. Description of heal mass has been fixed. Diplomacy is now slightly less buggy. I don't know what that means, but hopefully it's good. Diplomacy, as far as I know, doesn't do anything in the game. So it's supposed to like make you reevaluate the aggro table, and it does not do that. Acid is now a conjuration spell. It doesn't matter, but it's just neat. Arcane Tempest is less likely to get stuck on enemies forever. Okay. Fixed number of CC abilities that are not properly being counted as crowd control. I don't know what this means, but I think it's maybe things that don't count as things that are helpless. I don't know. Oh, this is probably related to the red alert changes, because they probably found that because the red alert has diminishing returns, that several abilities ignored it. So yeah. Oh, the duration on like in Reaper mode? Yeah, that makes sense. I'll transfer over my my Blightcaster and we'll check it out. The Storm Giant walking around Giant Hold has remembered how to use his legs again and will no longer hop along his path at a jaunty gay angle. Sure. Uncanny Balance now has the correct prerequisites. Hallowed items now correctly enhancement typed bonuses, not sacred type bonuses, and also boost the correct stat. Yes! For the longest time, they were called enhancement, and they were still stacking with your spells as a paladin, and now it basically just means turning is now easier if you have a hallowed item. Stormsinger's Electrocution now correctly triggers from cold spells and boosts cold spell power. That's good. The Distraction from Fate Illusionist now may be properly used without breaking stealth. Sure. Chaos Volatile Mixture no longer secretly acting like a throwing dagger instead of an orb. This was very funny. Transcendent Darkness may now be properly trained. There was a bug with this, so they fixed it. And the fixed names of Transcend Darkness, Transcends Light to better match with the abilities granted. UI and engine work. You can now right-click a party member on the UI to send them a tell. You can now move the Rune Arm Charge UI element. My sadness is infinite. Hold on, I need to invite you to a party. They declined. Fuck. Okay, I need to find somebody to invite to a party. I need to check out this new thing. Somebody, please accept my invitation. Who's gonna be around here? Where's that tumbling guy? Where'd that tumbling guy go? Oh, there we go. Oh, you can send a tell. Tanks. Look at that. You can send tell or leave party. That's just a good feature. That's just a great feature. I need that Squidward gif where he's like, future. We're in the future, man. I can send a tell by right-clicking on someone's name in the party logs. Amazing. By the way, not upset about that change. It's a very, very good change. It's just, kind of funny. Okay, and I think that's it with the notes. So, that is complicated. It's kind of long, but thank you for reviewing this with me. We're going to talk about these probably a lot of the next couple of days. TLDR, if you just tuned in, Macrotech looks amazing. Rune Arm changes look amazing. Experience system changes are confusing and generally seem like a nerf to the leveling process, a buff to endgame Reaper farming, and are confusing because they want to incentivize you to kill fewer monsters, to kill all monsters, but to reduce pathing, but they are forcing people to go out to kill more monsters, which causes more pathing problems to get the same XP they got before, so it's just confusing in general. The enemy AI adjustments, all of them seem great. I have no issues with any of those changes, just making the AI a little bit better, so that's good. Dungeon alert adjustments, I have no issues with the concept, but I think that a lot of quests will become borderline unplayable for several players because they're going to get annihilated because of the way they're changing it. So if they can fix the self-alerting quests, then I think the dungeon alert changes are perfectly fine. And the Harbor Tavern vectoring stuff is amazing. We're going to go check it out right now. Looks genius. Absolute genius idea. Where the tavern keeps will tell you where to go to get quests. Genius. Also, DDO is now officially Dark Souls, and I can tumble. I can tumble while walking without a stutter. Unbelievable. Best change they ever did. Also, you now start with, if you are like me and you own the Underdark Warriors Panther, you now have the Panther whenever you go to Lamannia. Intended the tumble? Yeah, it's a new feature. The tumbling is a new feature. You can tumble while jumping? No, because you have to be on the ground to tumble. Tumble is now actually usable in combat, which is so cool. I'm probably going to make a character that is going to tumble quite heavily soon. I'll probably do Thief Acrobat when these changes go live. But we'll have to check a high tumble character to see how it feels, because they might need to tone up like the speed of the front flip and stuff. Okay, so I'm in the tavern, and I don't know where to go. Hammond, where do I do? I'm an adventurer looking for work. Oh, I got leads. All kinds of work. Let's try to narrow it down a bit. Hammond will give you leads to quests in the harbor. These track the leads in your journal. You can open the quest journal by pressing 1 on your keyboard. Or pressing L? I can't read. Level 2 quests. Oh, this is what I've heard about. Bring in the light. Dude, I'll take them all? Speak with Brother Augustus northeast of the Wayward Lobster. Garjung needs help clearing out a thing of kobolds. Oh! Oh! Oh, look at the quest. They're now glowing. Great idea. Genius. So now, oh yeah, Warforged is still bugged, where even though you go to the right, they turn left on the Panther mount, which is very fun. This is like the first thing I found when I bought this. $80 mount. Anyway, because basically, if you run forward, he goes left, right. But if I go right, he's still looking left. But yeah, doesn't give you the quest. No, it doesn't give you the quest, but now it gives you a lead, so you know where to go. And you come up here, and it goes, oh, hey, Dirk. Whoa. Great choice. Love it. Would recommend. Oh, because I'm drifting? You like my drift? Oh, but still, this is great. I love that. So I'm looking for works, and I go level 3 quests. Here's what I heard about. Waterworks, 4 quest arc, Irestone Inlet. Oh yeah, Irestone Inlet. There's this old pirate, Niles Cage needs a hand. You can find him in the north part of the harbor. Oh, in case you're wondering, that dump isn't worth your time. That beer tastes like dog water. Dog water! That's what they said. Somebody's either been listening to my live stream or wanted to call things dog water. That's right. That's why we have that emote, everybody. So great change all around. So that's fantastic. Yeah, I would recommend somebody go proofread the text. I'm not going to do that right now because I want to play around with the new thing because I'm Blasto the jellyfish. But yeah. Yeah, really good change. So, as I said, this one's a little polarizing. This one's a little polarizing. Hold on one sec. Because like I said, okay, I'm gonna put this the best way I can. Before people like lose their mind, you get upset about things, because no, the XP changes is going to be on a lot of people's mind. As I said before, this says something really important. Preview 1. That means SSG is open to feedback, and so hopefully people have some good nuanced things to say. Okay? So, before you get upset, start writing emails or whatever, be calm. Don't be a jerk. Give your feedback. Okay? You don't need to scream at the developers. It's perfectly okay to say, hey, I'm worried this is going to reduce my XP while leveling, and I don't like it. Please don't reduce my XP while playing, etc. It's totally okay. All right, speaking of which, you give suggestions too? Dealer's choice, what do you got for me? Oh, I think you're beyond any work I have to offer in the harbor, but it's a big world out there. Time to use the compendium. Cool! Who are the big players around here? Patrons! Oh, they tell you all about the patrons! This is such a good system. You know what we call this, ladies and gentlemen? You know what we call this? Something DDO doesn't really have. That's right. Tutorial. DDO basically has no tutorial. That's awesome. That's really, really good. I think that all they really need now at this point is, and this might be expensive, I don't know what the cost is, but here's the thing. People literally have no capacity to read, okay? People that are humans that play video games can't read. They can't. It's impossible. They cannot read anything, and they will ignore every message in front of them. If there is a way, when you step off of the ship and it puts you in Korthos, that either the DM text can come up on your screen and give you a message of like, you've arrived in the island. Maybe it's a good time to, it's like I should head to the tavern and look for work, or look for something like that. You know, I should ask the barkeep if there's any rumors about jobs in the area to encourage people to go do that. Because if you put an NPC, if you put this guy to tell you to do that, no, people aren't going to read that. You put, apparently New Beaudry Cardamon does that as well. You come out to the here and Beaudry Cardamon tells you to go to the tavern. He doesn't. But yeah, I guarantee you we're somewhere in the game, either put like DM text that comes up if you're like a new player going to the harbor, or if you can get one of the guys in office or somebody who works for like the voice actor things, you know, does the voicing, to just like do the one quick voice line of like, I arrived in Stormreach, you know, excited, but I didn't know where to find work. I should probably go to a tavern and look around. Or talk to the barkeep. To encourage players to go do that. Again, like something that's either big on screen or like spoken word. So that way people don't have to talk to a guy is a very good idea. Because a lot of people aren't going to read stuff, but with the thought of maybe I can talk to the barkeep. And then you come over here. Yeah, or put it here. Exactly. I don't know if that's already here, but something like, you know, something that says like, oh, speak to a barkeep to find out about local work. That also a good idea. I'm too high level, so that might actually already be in the game. I don't know. I'm pretty high level, so I can't see it. But that just something that, because all you do is do it one time. Because once you do it one time, then somebody goes, oh, tavern keep for work. And they go, huh, I don't know what else to do. And then they'll look around and they know, okay, I did it one time, I can do it again. People like repetition. They want to do the same thing. So they go, oh, this tavern keep worked. Oh, there's another bar over here. Oh, cool. I'm going to go that way. And, you know, look around. You just got to get them to do it once. Anyway, great suggestions. Great change. I love it. So overall, this patch is looking sick. So I'm very excited. Very excited about this patch. Very, very, very excited. Ooh, it's Asian Steve. What's up? All right, so rune arms. I'm going to take a look at the old rune arms and the new things. So I'm going to put together a quick Arcanotech, caster Artie, and get it going as quick as we can. So 90 mana is good. Get the crit, get the crit. The crit is not great. Also, Electric Vulnerability, this is one of the worst abilities in DDO. 5% chance to apply 1 to 3 stacks of a vulnerability, which means you have a 1.25% chance to apply 3 stacks. Is very bad because it means that it's only on spells. Terrible ability. Don't take that. But spell power is good. Crit intelligence is good. Mana cost reduction for Quicken is great. I guess it's only Empower, which is hilarious. Grab this. That's good. Arcane Engine for more spell power is good. Pick this up. This gives Iron Defender stance, which I don't care about. Charge Recoil is good. And then we have the Arcane Mechanisms. Grab 1 point in this, and we're all set. And before we continue, you want to grab the Battle Engineer because you need the Rune Arm charging, because you need to charge your Rune Arms faster. You know, you might want the disabling stuff because that's just nice. We're going to go here, pick up the Charge Tier because you want the passive Charge Tier. Grab some more Intelligence. While you're already here, I don't need any of the attack. I'm out of things to spend on, but I really want to get the Stable Charge Tier. So I got to take all of this sucks. I'm in pain. Extra action boost. I'm not going to take an extra action boost, but I have no other options. So take infused weapons. So we're all set. As a new D player, I almost quit the moment the huge amount of NPCs staying around offering something you have no clue about. Didn't feel prepared leaving Korthos. Yeah. So as I said, having something just in the tavern that tells you exactly where to go is really nice. And the tavern is a good place for people to go. New EDs. Well, it's just one, but clickbait. Get destroyed. Anyway, so that's all I need to really have here. I guess in here I can get like, oh, look at me. I get more ramp, and I can get more hit points, and I can get a chemical shield, and I can get armor mastery because it's really good. And I can pick up, PRR and MRR, and I can grab this, and I can pick up this. Ooh, look at the stats and the defenses. Get the cheaper costing stuff. I don't know. Get Warforged Tree. Do I need any of this? Yeah, I needed this. It's not going to let me save it without that. And then we can grab like the ramp here because the ramp is really good. So I'd rather have extra points in ramp. Okay, good. Great. So I got lots of ramp. I got everything I need. So we're good. And now we're going to check out the Artie Epic Destiny. So as I said, the Artie Epic Destiny Macrotech is very cool. It's also super powerful, and we're going to see how it feels when I actually have all of my arty stuff sorted. So right now, just standing in town, I'm at 259 electric spell power, which is pretty good. With nothing equipped, that's not bad. I'll take it. So the idea here is you want to be a Draconic Incarnation, because a lot of good passive stuff in here, and the Mantle as well. The Mantle here doesn't do damage, so it's great, but it's not a damage thing, and I'm a damage type of character, you know? So we're going to grab the Epic Strike. We're going to grab the Electric one, because as far as cool as the healing one is, I'm just going to try to make a damage character. It's easiest to test damage stuff on the preview, because my character literally already does that. So that's what I want to be adjusting here. Also, I do not know what is actually supposed to be the numbers on a lot of these abilities. So there's no real way for me to know that as of right now, because a lot of that stuff is just not in the game as of yet. So just keep that in mind. It's going to be a lot of figuring stuff out as we go. I'm going to grab the Stunning on my Epic Strike, which is good. Pick up Armored Augmentation as well. I don't need Imbue Dice. The spell power is nice. I get extra electric damage on my Rune Arm, which is good. I get the Drive, so I generate I have plus spell cost reduction. Is that what it's called? Is that plus to spell cost reduction? It says minus spell point cost, and then it says plus to spell cost reduction. That should be sorted out. The wording should be the same. I don't know what it should be worded, but that should be sorted out. Improved Maximize is good here, and then we're gonna grab Armor Legends. So I picked up which drives? I got Blast Drive, Efficiency Drive, and Spark Drive. So I get movement speed bonus, +3 to all saves, and 10 action boost bonus to energy resistance. That's kind of cool. E2 release date, update 60, so it's the next big patch. This is pretty sick. I don't hate this. Also, very efficient tree. So now we're going to go Draconic. And I want to use the Draconic Mantle because it's going to give me more damage than the other Mantle. So I'm going to grab Draconic Mantle here. I'm going to be ignoring the Dragon Breath by grabbing Arcane Studies because the damage is huge. I don't need any of this stuff. I'm not using a Breath Weapon, so I can ignore that. So I'm going to pick up Coalescence for even more damage. Pick up the improved damage on Inevitable. I can't use the Spell Focus. I can't use this. So we're going to grab Scales of the Dragon for the Ablative Armor. We're going to test if this stacks with Ablative Armor because it might actually be the same spell, so I don't know. But this will allow me to get no fail Fortitude saves on a 1, as well as some more Fortitude. And I don't need to cast spells while raging, so I guess I'll get PRR and MRR. Grab the core here, get the extended pull from the Wellspring, very powerful. And then I can spend a few points somewhere if I really wanted to. With this character, you might consider going into Fatesinger to pick up Masquerade for the reduced spell cost by 10%, so it would be even more. Alternatively, you could go in, which would be probably best for this character, at least right now, is grab Unyielding Sentinel and the Energy Resistance, because it'll all stack together. So in theory, because I have the bonus based on my installed drives, I believe this might only work while I have Mage Armor active. But I cast Epic Mage Armor. Oh, it only lasts for 10 seconds. Okay, so it only works while you have Epic Mage Armor, but it only lasts for 10 seconds. So that's broken. But it's very cool for those 10 seconds. Does that give me all of my effects? Okay, so the Armor Legends only works while you have Epic Mage Armor active, but it currently only lasts for 10 seconds. So very cool, and it looks like it works. I'm going to check the movement speed real quick to see if that functions. Yeah, it works. Look at that. It actually gives me the stats. It's just broken. So that's a bug. So I'm going to write that one down. So I'm just going to open up the old bug tracker notepad here. Hello. Computer. Notepad. Huh. Windows is not responding to me right now. That's interesting. Yeah, it's tied to the Epic Mage Armor. Return to its normal duration. I don't really want to respec this right away, but I am also curious as well. So let's respec it. Okay, so now it lasts 10 minutes. So something in here is breaking. What exactly is breaking? I'm not 100% sure, but, you know, it is what it is. Also, apparently I have 4% Arcane Spell Failure, But this is an SLA, so it shouldn't be subject to arcane spell failure, because that wouldn't make any sense. But also, I'm making assumptions now about how things are and aren't supposed to work, which is always a bad sign. So that's also a bad idea. Okay, so we're gonna get the drive. Hold on, I gotta get that drive. I don't need the imbue dice. I want this. And we're gonna grab the maximize cost reduction, armor legends, and this. So if I turn on the armor legends, okay, so I have to activate it first. So you have to activate it. So it's not gonna work here. So it don't give me the bonus. Maybe if I reload, let me load real quick. Is that because it's an action boost? I hope it doesn't become an action boost, because then this ability just sucks. It should just give you the bonus all the time. I missed your dumb joke. Oh. Wow, did we just get the stub ED where we transform into missing no? Oh ho, yeah, funny man. No, it's a separate ability called Epic Mage Armor that lasts 10 seconds. I really hope this is not supposed to be a 10-second action boost, because that would be terrifyingly disappointing. I have to assume that that's a bug. I have to assume that that's a bug, because that would be bad. That is bad. So I have to assume that's a bug. Okay, so let's pop out some bars so I can actually organize some stuff. Flip these. Whoops. Okay, load main. Here's all my things. Apparently I saved this in the middle of the screen. That was dumb of me. What is their new Arty Mantle? It's like a tanky thing. It gives you a bunch of tank stats. Which is pretty good, actually. It's very, very useful. I need movement speed. So I'm going to talk to this guy for movement speed, please. Speed, please, the captain, please. Oh, I'd like to have this unlocked. The buffs. Did he do that? Oh, he does that. He unlocks it for you. Why is that not anywhere? Anyway. It's fine. It's all good. I'm happy. Okay. So I have all my buffs. I'm just going to come in here real quick. Here we go. I got my move speed. Sometimes you got to load for stuff to happen. So, like, by loading, now I have actual movement speed. I don't know why that is like that, but it is. Anyways, so if I go under DCs, so spell casting. Do we have a way to see rune arm DCs? Oh, I would like to be able to see rune arm DCs in the spell casting thing here. So that would be good. Okay. So currently my task manager is not doing what I want it to. So where's Notepad? Notepad. Notepad. Okay, I can't load Notepad for some reason. That's very cool. So we're just going to go to Google Docs, and that's going to sort it out for me. So now we have the old bugs of U60. Okay, so what was the first bug I found? Oh yeah, Mage Armor only lasts 10 seconds. So meant only for niche arty tanks, caster stage Draconic is usable. I think it actually depends. Because it's a lot of defense. Like, it's not a small amount. Remember, it's got Repair Amp plus 15% less damage taken from physical damage, which is super good. So, like, on Hardcore League, I would love to take this. Force Field Generator for even more PRR and MRR. And Force Field Generator up here for the spell resistance plus 20% life. If I'm on Hardcore, I do want this. Like, so that's huge. Absolutely massive. So I think it's going to be context sensitive. Outside of Hardcore, probably not exciting unless you're playing a more tanky character, but inside of Hardcore, quite good. So I think that it's gonna really depend on what it is you're going for. Obviously, not everybody plays Hardcore. A lot of people don't give a crap about Hardcore, and I get that. I know. I'm just saying. You know, I'm just saying. Okay, meta magic feats, power, heighten, maximize, quicken spell, maximize spell. Don't empower and heighten? Probably not. Delay on rune arm damage showing. Oh, is there? Yeah, I haven't gotten a rune arm yet. I should probably go get one, huh? Okay, let me go get a rune arm. This guy has a rune arm? Nope, I don't want this. Bye. Okay, so feats. Artificer feats. Rune arm use. Okay, so there it is. Okay, so the stable charge tier doesn't work. So I'm supposed to get a +1 stable charged here, and I don't have that. So this doesn't work. So Rune Arm use does not grant stable charged here. All right. Rune Arm use does not grant stable charged here. Very cool. Good to know. So the damage on this should be higher than my older Rune Arms. So this should be a reasonable amount of damage. This hits 4. It's got the mantle effect on it as well. That's not bad. Remember, I have no items equipped. Do I need Empower on for it to affect the Rune Arm? It doesn't say so, but there's no real good way for me to test that theory. And intensify. Let's find out. Actually, it should be easy to test. So turning them all on. 37. Take them all off. 38. Okay. So I don't think you need to have them on. There's also no way to test if that works at all, which is the second problem. It says you don't need it on. Yeah, it also doesn't... There's no way to know if it's working or not, which is a separate problem. It's really hard to work backwards because the game doesn't give you, like, the calculation. Okay, cool. So that's good. Let's keep sorting things out. Respect the cores. I mean, yeah. I could just take everything off of my character and try again. But I don't really want to do that. I'm sure you guys can understand my motivation for not wanting to turn off everything on the character and start over again. Man, if you have to do this every 10 seconds, that'll be deeply annoying. I hope you don't have to do that every 10 seconds. Please, please, video game, don't make me do that every 10 seconds. Please. Oh yeah, right, I need dust. Omni spell. Very, very vocal, increase the damage of already specific spells. That would be kind of cool if they had that as well. Yeah, I agree. The tree already has a lot of multi-selectors, so I don't know how much they would want to specifically have more multi-selectors. But that would be kind of cool, so I can't hate on that either. Okay, let's grab some more platinum. You get some more DDO points, please. Thank you. All right, we're good. Was she charged here in the melee tree? Yeah. So I don't mind having the extra charged here. It also charges relatively fast. I'm curious to how much faster it charges with the ZZ Rune Arm. The problem is I don't have do I have a way to get that? I think that's too old content. I don't think I can get that on here. I was applying before the animation? Interesting. Add force spell damage for tactical D. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna just put the spells in. Oh yeah, Fire Trap. I forgot I took Fire Trap because it's for the memes. Okay, so a Blade of Armor should now do, instead of 50, it should do way more than 50. So we're gonna find out exactly how much a Blade of Armor actually does. So in theory, this should do 20 times 30, 26, which is 520. It does do 520 with a 1-minute cooldown. Now the question is, does this stack with Scales of the Dragon? It looks like it does. So I need to go get hit in the face. Right now I have 450, which, by the way, Scales of the Dragon doesn't scale above level 30. That's an unrelated bug. Scales of the Dragon doesn't scale above level 30 when it should. So that's an unrelated bug. That's been in the game for, like, ever. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I can also move this. Here we go. Put that there. I can put it up here. It's got this curvature to it. So I can put it, like, down here. I can put it... I don't mind it being in the middle, but it's kind of weird that I can move it now. Where do I put this? Where does this go? I guess I put it there. You make it obnoxiously big? I don't think you can make it bigger. Since I can move it, I kind of wish I could make it, like, more opaque, so it's easier to see. Like, if there's a sliding scale of opaqueness, that would be nice. But yeah. It's, right now, it's not great. It's an eyebrow? Oh, true. If only I could put it on top of my own face. And just put it, like, right up here so you guys can see it. I need a dangerous quest, so I can go take damage. Bit of armor and stone skin. I use all those in hardcore. Again, I'm just gonna test it out here, because I wanna have, like, full confirmation. We're hunting for bugs, ladies and gentlemen. Hunting for bugs. They set up the character. Also, I have Galvanic Blast and Lightning Hammer now. So Galvanic Blast and Lightning Hammer. Alright. Hey, what's up? I'm Blasto, the jellyfish. Let's go on Epic Elite. Okay, a Blade of Armor is up, and Scales of the Dragon are now up. So they're both active. So in theory, I should be able to take hella damage. Galvanic Blast only accepts Quicken. And Lightning Hammer takes everything? There's so many meta magic feats. Okay, I'm not being meleeed, which is a bit of an issue. Okay, I'm being meleeed. Okay, they both work. Cool. Oh! Oh! Run away! Everything's on cooldown. Run away! I'm dead. Alright, anyway. Just gonna get and consume Spirit Cake. Oh, I need Astral Shards. No! Gimme shards. There we go. Gimme 2,000 shards, or whatever, 4,000 shards. There we go. Does this work? I don't know if Lightning Hammer works. Okay, interesting. Hold on, get back up. Get up. Pay attention. Okay, I don't think Lightning Hammer has an effect. I don't think this functions yet. Okay, so Lightning Hammer literally doesn't do anything. So that's fun. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm done dying. Okay. More bugs. Lightning Hammer has no function. What is this called? What's this drive? Spark Drive? Spark Drive. An enemy hit by your rune arm. Oh, once per second. Oh, it actually does tell you that. It only works on one monster. Is anything even working at this point? A lot of it. Which what VIP player do? Probably, honestly. I have tons of res cakes because I never use them. I just get them from Daily Dice and then just bank them. Arch of Light of Darkest Dungeon. Do it. I don't think that's available in the UI thing to, like, reskin, but it should be. There's no unlock Macrotech again. That's a bug. Hilarious. Okay, so that is some good things to test. What else is there to test in here? Galvanic Blast functions. Tinkering Tailor. Okay, so now I gotta get some actual... Basically, I just gotta get some rune arms and get some real spell damage and see if I can put the character together and see how it feels to actually run around and play. So this is gonna take a little bit of time, you see. A little bit of time. Okay, so we got the Lightning Bolt, which is very, very cheap. This is a single target. Palliative Mixture is a good self-use because you can hit yourself with Palliative Mixture. And then Palliative Mixture gives you temporary spell points, which is just nice. So that's pretty good. I also need to get spells. Put the spells in my bar that I actually need. So we'll go Protection from Elements Mass is fine. Tactical D is a classic. I don't need any of these. I guess Radiant Force Field maybe. I have no idea. Lightning Motes is great, so I'm going to use Lightning Motes. And I guess maybe you use this. I guess for buffs I can do this and this, I guess. Get some more armor class. Because if I put Reinforced Construct as well as Toughen Construct on my character, then when I use my armor class bonus, boom, now I'm up to 86. I mean, that's just good. Enough to damage to justify it. Yeah, per second still apply to all enemies in an AoE. I totally agree. Spark Drive is bad if it only hits one target, because the damage is really low. Spark Drive should apply to all targets hit, because without it, the ability is kind of bunk. Spark/Echo Drive. Let's put that in there. Okay, super quick and dirty Artificer gear set. I guess we just get the Sharn set. Plus what? Doc Jekyll, go. Give me the gear. What do I do? Master Maker Fingers. Attunement. Arc Steel plus the Enigma Core. Sounds good. Okay, so that's part of it. Autumn Winter gives you all the caster stuff. Oh, are you saying use Autumn Winter instead of the Enigma, instead of this? Or are you saying, like, are the Gogs from Ravenloft good? Not really. Is there anything that gives generic rune arm charge rate? I don't remember if they added, like, a specific rune arm item at some point. Oh, this is the wrong item. Supplement with everything else. Oh, yeah. Shrine loot. Oh! Because the Plasma Core doesn't give the crit. Oh, very cool. I forgot about this. Right. Okay, that's always fun. Okay, this is solvable. This is really easy because all the items I want exist in the video game that I'm currently playing. I can't use the Cinder Fingers, which is an item I really want. Oh, God. Oh, the pain, the suffering. Okay, so let's go to 48. Get the Feywild loot. Winter is a great call. Hold on. I think you're actually right here. So we can grab Deep Snows plus Dire Bear, which is amazing. Plus, I don't need Crown of Snow because I got new Gogs and I'm already wearing the set piece. Plus the, that's the Heroic. Sort by value, teammates. Sort by value. Necronomic Cannon, we'll just hold on to that. I'm not going to use it, but we'll just hold on to it. I mostly want Ring of Winter's Chill. I want the Deep Snows, and I want the Legendary Dire Bear. It's a huge amount of defense and offense, so that's good. Do I want the Dire Bear? Probably not, now that I think about it, because I need to get... no, I can use Dire Bear. That's perfectly fine, because we can talk to this guy and say, hey, give me the Update 56 loot, give me the Legendary stuff. And he's going to give me the Goggles of Dusk, which is amazing. So we just Goggles of Dusk it. Evocation and Save Evocation's Quality Spell Focus. You're missing Profane, Spell Focus, and Sacred, which is an Isle of Dread artifact. You need Spell Power. So we have Light and Ice and Reconstruction. Is there Electric on here? Ice, Force, Visceral Signet is Fire. This is not horrible, so I could see myself using Viscerals. Since runs Electric and Sonic. True. Electric and Sonic is not bad. I'm just going to try to get this done quicker, so I'm trying to, like, not really stress too much about some of these items. I also need Intelligence, Quality Intelligence, Insightful Intelligence. And I need an artifact. Dinosaur Bone is pretty good. Quality Intelligence and Insightful Intelligence harder to get. Do we usually have Electric? It should. Onyx Ring, Sunken Slippers. The problem with Sunken Slippers is that I can't wear the Deep Snow Boots. The Deep Snow Boots are the Deep Snow Boots. Deep Promise Onyx Trinket with Quality 3. Yeah. Although I don't hate the Onyx Ring, but then I don't really need the Profane. Because here's what I was thinking. Is you could go Profane, or we go back to Winter. And we pick up everybody's favorite Profane necklace. The Winter Court, which gives life as well. You take damage every once in a while, but it's not a big deal. And then you have to use your bracers on Isle of Dread bracers, so you can craft for the Sacred. So you go Sacred, is it Raid Loot? And then you get your Dino Bone bracers, which gives you Sacred as well as Intelligence 15. So you're fine there. Stuff, and I need, what are these? These are the horns. You get Horn Sacred DCs, you get Horn, Flame Horn, crack those things open. Because you're probably using Dinosaur Bone, because you're going to use all of these spell powers. You're still missing Electric spell power in here, or Repair. None of which is like a good answer, but you're probably just going to grab Repair on something else. Dino Bone stuff, grab the Claws. And for your Claw, you're probably using Magic Resistance Rating and the... Intelligence Claw. Where's the Smart Claw? Bright Claw. Perfect. Good. That's in the tree for Stormsinger Bards with a focus on Sonic Electric. Honestly, I think the tree is really, really good. As is. It has like some bugs, but I think the tree generally very, very powerful. I don't need ramp, so I take Electric crit chant or crit damage. And the other Fang I want is the Melt Fang because it's the best one. And then we go Isle of Dread, Dino stuff, scales, and you need the intelligence scale. And is it iridescent? The all spell powers? Yeah, all spell powers. Or you get an augment for all, because did they make they made an all spell power augment, didn't they? They did a potency aug? Okay. Potency aug is in where? Is that in Temple of Elemental Evil, or is it in Dread? Is it Dread? Oh, Coalescent Ruby. Perfect. Oh, great. That's all you need. That's everything done. And then you go here, and you get yourself your Isle of Dread loot. You need a weapon. Give me an epic weapon, please. That's not what I meant. Oh, no. Isle of Dread loot. Raid loot. Just give me a weapon. Great. I'll take a hammer. No, what's a cool hammer? I need like a warhammer, you know, because I'm like an artificer. Let's get a warhammer here. Warhammer. Here we go. So artificers use hammers, banging on stuff. Bang, bang, bang. Perfect. So we can put that in there, and then the iridescent scale gives. Is this spell power? No, I don't want the spell power one. I want the spell cost reduction one, because that gives me 10% spell cost reduction. I want the Melt Fang. I want the Bright Claw, and I wish for the Flame Horn. Perfect. So now this gives all spell powers, as well as having the 10% spell cost reduction, which is very nice. And then we go into the Bracer. Oh, ho, ho. And you're going to throw in the Horn for Sacred DCs, so it's even more DCs. Nuts, got them. We're going to put in the Fang here. We're going to get the Magic Resistance rating on the Claw, and we're going to put the Scale here for the Intelligence. So then all this character is missing is Quality and Insightful Intelligence. Now, how do you get Insightful Intelligence in modern Dungeons & Dragons Online? I'll tell you what, there's one answer. Electric Hammer works? Does it? I have a Lightning Hammer right here. Wait, how am I bugged? Why can't I cast it? You're right, I am bugged. It even says you begin casting Lightning Hammer at level 40. Uh-huh. Interesting. I have no idea what's up with that. Very cool. So that's weird. Okay, so that's Arcsteel Battle Mage. So I need a cloak. What sets do I have? I have 4 pieces, so I need a cloak. Is there a cloak with Insightful Sheltering on it? With a good craftable? Yes, there is. Hello, Sharn. Oops, it's not Sharn. Hello, Sharn. Raid loot? Yeah, there is, baby. Oh, yeah. Because I believe you can craft Insightful Intelligence on this cloak, too. Which completely solves all of my problems. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So I need to grab 100 of these and 100 of these. Character's basically almost ready to go. This was like the fastest thing I've ever built in my life. The only thing I need now is just all the rune arms that I can swap between, depending on the circumstance and what I want to actually cast, which can take like a little bit longer, but again, that's circumstance dependent. Oh, stabilizing compound. Okay, so I've got everything, and then I just need threads. Threads are pre-Sharn update 40. It's 41. Rip. Pre-Sharn update 41. What's this ring do? This is fish rolls for fire, right? Well, all these rune arms are going to have fire crit on them, right? They won't all have fire crit. Okay, if I have a rune arm with fire crit on it... Oh, I have to buy these in 100 increments. If I have a rune arm with fire crit, and I only use rune arms with fire crit, then in theory, I don't need to run a fire crit ring, which means I can run a just generic crit ring, which means I can go to... Not this raid, the one that comes before this. Pre-Sharn, 40... This is killing time, right? Yes, and I can get the Cloud of Dreams instead. So I just have to make sure my rune arms have fire crit on them. All right, so what are the rune arms that you want? Top rune arms. So you want Ravenloft, Legendary, and I believe it's the Fireball is on 2. In Blight Inferno is Fire Blast. Okay, I don't actually want this. I want the other one. But I'm going to buy it anyway. I wish there was like a rune arm guy that had all of them. That'd be convenient. Okay, so we got our fire rune arm. Check. Suppressive fire. Next, we want to go to Sharn. And we want to specifically get the legendary accessories and quest weapons because there's 2 rune arms in here that are quite good. So we want to grab the Breaking the Bank and the Dumpster Fire. Breaking the Bank used to do borderline nothing, and Dumpster Fire used to do literally everything. And now this has Gold Shot on it. So we'll see which one is better. Breaking the Bank does... it doesn't tell you what damage type it does either. So the rune arm should definitely tell you the damage type. Bludgeoning, Fire, Poison, Rust. And this one just says enemies that sticks to the ground. And they take damage. So we're going to figure that out as well. Okay, so I don't need to inscribe spells because it's dumb. I guess I should summon my dog at some point. I don't think the dog, I can get any of the stats on him. That's probably fine. I need search so I can search stuff. I'm a searchy. Also, I need a trinket because I got to buy the quality intelligence trinket, and I can't craft anything, so I think I just use the trinket from Lily. So that's update 46, so I'll grab that as well. And then we basically make pairs. So I go this plus suppressive fire, this plus breaking the bank, this plus dumpster fire. So I can put this here. So these are all fire rune arms, which is a bit of a problem. I can't get the B rune arm. Other good rune arms that have happened in a while, I can't get the B rune arm. I can't get knives. There's no Sonic rune arm. Tovin's hammer. Good call. Good call. I believe that is a 47. We have Tovin's hammer. Yep. Good call. Good call. It's got Lightning Storm, which is good. Lucid Dreams as well, which could be good as well with the 4th shot. So we'll try these out. So we got this. I have all these spell powers, so these are non-problems. So yeah, I'm actually going to put this down here, so I have like the extra bar of rune arms. So I can kind of swap. So the gold shot is actually way faster than before. Holy moly. Look at the trash, it's so much faster. Amazing. We have Lightning Storm actually going somewhere, very cool. We have Lucid Dreams, which is now firing in a straight line. Okay, it doesn't have the spread on it anymore. Very interesting. Necronomicannon is untyped. I think did I buy the Necronomicannon? I thought I did. I don't... Oh, yeah, I did. Necronomicannon. This gives me 100% threat, so I have to be careful about that. But is this Bookshot? I believe this is Bookshot. Yeah, it is Bookshot, so it's bludgeoning. Okay. Okay, update 43... Crafting table 2. Put the cloak in here. Insightful intelligence. Craft. So that's done. And I can turn this off because it looks ugly. Go away, Dragon Scale Cloak. And I got to turn my hat on because it looks good. And then I need update. What were we talking about? 46 for Lily. Epic. The Fan of Knives one? I can't get that one on this server here, unfortunately. As cool as that would be, unfortunately not an option for me. Sir Squillum? Sir Squillum! Good call. Update 50. Legendary items. Sir Squillum? That's Salt Shot. That's level 3. There is not a legendary Sir Squillum. Well, it'll do. It does the same damage, so I guess it's fine. Okay. Isla Dread. Isla Dread is just Fire Blast. I already have that on. But what do you think of the upcoming challenges, dangers, dun alerts? Specifically, red alert granting true sight. I think that is the cost you have to pay for aggroing too many monsters. My only issue I have is that the driftwood, good call, is that dungeons red alert themselves. If dungeons didn't red alert themselves, then I wouldn't care. But because they do, it causes problems. Is Rune Arm in here? Rune Arm is not in here. Old Ironsides. That's Exploding Cannon Shot. Also a good thing to check. Yeah, also a good thing to check is Exploding Cannon Shot. Which is Old Ironsides. Okay. And... oh, wait, where's Driftwood from? I'm not sure. Oh, Feywild Raid? Oh, that's D&D? Really? There's a Rune Arm that's in that raid? Dude, I have no memory of this. Are you sure? Wow. It is from the raid. Crazy. Things I straight up did not know. Yeah, it's not bad. Okay, so we got a bunch of Rune Arms. I got a bunch of Spell Power. Spell Powers, they're all right. Doing what we can. So let's see what we got. Let's Rune Arm some things. All right, so in terms of damage, Suppressive Fire. Fireball did about 3,800 damage-ish. Next up, we got... I should probably do this on a Raid Kobold. I need a Raid Kobold. Rune Arm DPS test.
I got Strim the Horror, switched to Rapid Fire Oak to try it out, bit early Prowly. Right to die, right away.
Yep.
Back to Twisting Blade, Capstone Dungeon, many easy wow.
That is correct. Yeah, you can't change builds in Diablo 4. You pick one and you stick with it forever. Alright, so DPS test on Rune Arms. Suppressive Fire. Oh, that was the gold shot. Whoa, that's good squishy. Oh, baby. So the Fireball is doing 3,500. And the gold shot is just doing 4 times that. That's pretty good. So gold shot is like 13,000 damage. Trash shot is doing nothing. Yeah, by comparison. So it's still pretty good. It's doing about 8,000. But yeah, gold shot is doing way too much damage. Next up, we have Tovin's Hammer. This is Lightning Storm. It's supposed to be an AoE. And the damage is very, very, very good. Very good on the Tovin's Hammer. That's like almost 20k right there. This is supposed to be AoE. So I'm going to see. Doubles. Damage roughly doubles its damage per charged here. Yeah. Okay, so this is not, in fact, area of effect. Okay, so Lightning Storm is not area of effect, as it looks. We got Lucid Dreams next up on the chopping block. Yep, I'm on Lucid Dreams now. And Lucid Dreams. Doing about the same damage as everything else. So it looks like the single target Rune Arms are, yeah, it's doing about 8,000 damage raw. Is what it looks like, about 8,000. So everything seems fine. It seems like Breaking the Bank is doing too much damage. Let's move on to Necronomicannon. Necronomicannon only hit 3 times? Question mark? I'm gonna get rid of some of the noise. I'm turning off the mantle so it just like doesn't show up, so it's not gonna clutter up the screen. Yeah. 200 damage, so it's a non-artificer, you do 0 damage. I wouldn't be surprised if this ability here, Rune Arm use, was kind of screwy, because it's also not granting stable charge tier, so I wouldn't be surprised if this didn't work at all. Yeah, it looks like I'm only getting 3 hits out of the 5. So this should be about 10,000 damage, but it's not entirely working. Next we have Old Ironsides with Exploding Cannon Shot, which should be doing 50 fire, half physical, which it looks like it's doing the right amount of damage. That seems to be calculating properly. Then we have Driftwood as well. Which doesn't do anything. Okay, maybe I'm too close. Let's back up for Driftwood. Okay. Okay. This doesn't do anything. Yeah, that one this just does not work. You tried Tovin's Hammer? Yeah, I already Tovin's Hammered. That's fun. It does look cool. Also, Tovin's Hammer hit this instead of this. Also not ideal. So it's very much missing a lot. What's the best so far? Currently the best is Breaking the Bank. Because Breaking the Bank does this. Breaking the Bank is doing about 16,000 damage. Just shy. So Breaking the Bank is the best one, but I think that's because the damage is... It's supposed to be the same damage as the other things. So basically, Breaking the Bank is just still doing the AoE damage, even though it's not an AoE. It's a single target. So they basically just need to cut this damage in half, and it'll be fine. How's Garbage Shot? Garbage Shots has been better. It's hard to tell. That's too many numbers coming up. Okay, hold on. You go on passive, bud. All right. Everyone try to count. 3, 2, 1, go. So it looks like each ball is doing about 2,400 total damage, which means it's less than 8,000. So it looks like each ball would do about 3,200. So if you could hit everything, it would be fine, but you can't. So I'm going to call this... Yeah, it's about 3,200 damage a ball. Oh, sorry, 2,400 a ball, which is a little lower than the average that you're getting out of something else. So, for example, let's just take Lucid Dreams as a comparison. It's not as good. Oh, that doesn't work. Okay, all the homing ones don't function either. Okay, where's Sir Squillum? I don't think I have Sir Squillum equipped anywhere. Sir Squillum, Sir Squillum. Did I not buy Sir Squillum? Oh, I might have forgotten to buy Sir Squillum. Oh, no, it's here. All right, Sir Squillum. I believe this is also Salt Shot, so this shouldn't work either. Yeah, so it doesn't... So the higher tier homing rune arms don't seem to hit. So let's go here. Rune arms. Feedback. Gold shot from Breaking the Bank does not say what damage type it is, and is also still doing AoE damage per AoE, and is doing the damage of an AoE shot, but is single target, so it's too strong. Needs to be reduced to the proper damage. Tracking shots like Salt Shot and what's this one called? The Force Shot don't track well and don't seem to hit at 5 stacks. So the weird thing about this is that what I've got now? Sir Squillum? Okay, so let me load up the Lucid Dreams. If I target myself, I think I'm gonna land it every time. Yeah, if you target yourself, it's fine. The problem is the targeting. So if I go to the Necronomicon, I'm gonna try this. Yeah, so the damage is great. The issue is that you just have to actually hit all your shots. So the damage is perfectly fine when you land all 5 books. It's doing about 10k damage. So the damage is fine. The issue is just that if I target anything, then the books go everywhere and they miss. Hit 5 stacks, only landing 2 or 3 shots. Works fine when you don't have a target. Until later, and probably wasn't land benders. Yeah, I could upgrade it if I wanted. Sorry, you should try out the Raid Dinobone since it does craft stuff on it, but it's just fire shots. So I don't care. Like, it's just the fire blast. Like, I'm just testing out to see the mechanics of how things function. So, like, I could go test out
the
the shot.
Moving use over into action RPG targeting?
Moving use over into action RPG targeting? Maybe. Where you have to, like, actually target your stuff with your rune arm and be like... Also, I still don't know why Lightning Hammer does nothing on my character. Maybe it's because I'm a Warforged? I'm not sure. But it is deeply dissatisfying. Because I can do this. But I can't do the upgrade. I can chain lightning. I can tactical D people. Do this. I can do this. Do I have Burst of Glacial Wrath? I do. So I can Bogwa some people. Apply for phase? Yeah, basically. So you can be like, boom, freeze, boom, everybody dies. But that's about it. But my Lightning Hammer doesn't function. I don't know why Lightning Hammer doesn't function. I have no clue. Damage on this character seems fine. Spell point issues notwithstanding, which I clearly have. I don't have a wizardry item, so that's also affecting my character's ability to deal damage, but, you know, it is what it is. And then spell construction, I'm at 35%. I wish they could be higher, but it is what it is. Also, I can't see rune arm DCs anywhere, so I don't know if I have bonuses to rune arm DCs. Where do you get rune arm DCs? I don't know, but I can't read it either. Maybe reset the tree? I'm not sure. Is there any way to know which email in-game login is for your forum account lost to email? I don't know. I've never had that problem. Just use Evo DCs, don't they? They do, but there's also a separate stat called Rune Arm DC that you can get on specific items and equipment. That stacks with your Evocation DCs. Is there an AoE Lightning Rune Arm at endgame? Yes, there is. I missed a Rune Arm. Chimera's Fang. Non-arty Rune Arm damage? Okay. Update 50. SSS. Legendary. Sentinels. That's good. Where is Legendary Chimera's breath, dude? Are you kidding? Shoot. What does Electrical Lash do? Okay. DDO rune arms. I need an Electrical Lash rune arm. That's like epic. Salt shot, trash shot, salt shot, gold shot, 4-shot, 4-shot, electrical storm, book shot, cold bolts, electrical blast, electrical lash. It's arc welder. I need arc welder. Arc welder's not in here because that's too old. The oldest is Ravenloft. Wait. What came... Was it Ravenloft? Yeah, Ravenloft was after Tethumar. Well. So I'm locked out of several rune arms to test. I already tested all the ones that I can get access to. That's the one I would love to test is the Arc Welder, because Arc Welder is one of the better rune arms in the game because of the Electrical Blast is a frontal cone, and it does a huge amount of damage, which makes it quite useful. So yeah, unfortunately, it's just not that good. You buy the one from the DDO store? No, I did not. Wait. Oh, yeah, there are rune arms in the DDO store. Rune arm. Yes. Okay, so we got light spirals. Which still doesn't work. Even at a patch note talking about how it functions. But it still hits the ground. But the damage is good! So if they can stop it from hitting the ground, it's pretty good. Yeah, already light spirals, I'm impressed. And there's the electrical blast. This is what I wanted. And this is where you're going to see a lot of rune arm usage. You're going to have stuff where it's like you come in and you're like, Burst of Glacial Wrath into this, and I just blast a guy for 15k with my rune arm. Oh, tier 3 charge, 15k with the rune arm. So yeah. So the rune arm damage is not terrible. As a maxed out spellcaster focused character. You can also get faster charge rate as well. I can't do that on here because the Saltmarsh Filigrees aren't here. But it is what it is. It's on tier 4 charge. Yeah, I need the tier 5 charge. Have I tried the cone rune arm? This is a cone rune arm. Oh yeah, I forgot I have to put epic mage armor on all the time. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, this is very cool, dude. I'm very happy about a lot of these rune arms. And I'm just like, I'm stoked about so many of these things. And I have also found some bugs, which is good. Because that means I can pass them along. So to kind of summarize my thoughts and feelings about the... Obviously, we have to do some testing with the quest. I kind of want to... You think it's worth it to go get the Technomage Filigrees? Use Tovin's Hammer, AoE Electric Rune Arm? Tovin's Hammer? You mean this rune arm? This rune arm is not AoE. Electrical Storm says it's AoE. It's definitely not AoE. It only hits one target. It's just its range is wide as to who it hits specifically, but it's only one target. Because you also have to remember that the rune arm can do stuff while you're attacking and doing other things. The amount of damage, it doesn't have to be enough damage to be like a full thing, because you can just press the rune arm whenever you want. Instech still sucks ass. You say that? I cannot wait to make a new Arcanotech using this. There are a couple issues. The fact that this doesn't give you a stable charge tier is a big problem. Anyway, sorry, let me just summarize. So, of the things, let me pull it up here, because we were just talking about this. There's probably some new people in the chat that we haven't seen about it. So, of the new things that we have as an option, I gotta turn off that buzzing. I can't turn off the buzzing? Okay, log in. That's crazy. All electric? Yeah, I know. When is it planned to release? We have no idea. Do you get Lightning Hammer to work, or is it still bugged? I couldn't get mine to work, but other people's worked. There we go, it's gone now. Alright, it's fixed. That's all I needed. Perfect. Beautiful. I just had to turn that off. Already using chimeras for the mark and lightning? Honestly, not the worst idea I've ever heard. Okay, I relogged. Let me see if my hammer works now. Nope, my hammer does not work. I don't know what to tell you. It just doesn't do anything. I don't know why. It just doesn't do anything. Okay, so... Alright, so of the things, the new things that are coming out, Macrotech I think is extremely cool. We're going to have to test out some of the different abilities and stuff, but I think it looks really good. There are inconsistencies between the thread and the actual in-game stuff. So for example, several inconsistencies. The damage in the thread is higher than it is in-game, and it should match what's in the thread because the damage in-game is too low. as well as like a couple of things. But overall, I think it's a really cool epic destiny. I think it'll fit well into the game, especially for splashing, among other things. The rune arm changes all look good. There are a lot of bugs in terms of the targeting, but the actual damage is up by a dramatic amount, and it can work well with Macrotech. We'll have to see. But if you're a artificer or rune arm user, you'll be excited. If you're one of the people who never charges it and they just shoot, you won't notice any difference, so it doesn't matter. Experience point system, it's kind of confusing with the changes. I get what they're going for. I think the implementation could be done better, and so I'm going to be posting my thoughts more specifically about that. And that basically just that I think that Onslaught should be the target and not Conquest, because Conquest is not how people play. Onslaught is how people play, and I don't want to reduce the amount of XP. So there's that. Enemy AI adjustments, all good. No problems with that. Love it. Great job on the changes. It's all good. Dungeon alert adjustments. I like the concept behind the dungeon alert changes, but I don't want these changes to come through before the self-alert dungeon red alerting dungeons are fixed, because until dungeons stop self-red alerting, you're basically just going to make several players are going to get immediately obliterated by things that are outside of their control, and you will make an unfair game state, and I don't like that. Making red alert more punishing, I have no issues with that. Making the quests more punishing outside of that because of bad design, I don't like. And then the Harbor Tavern vector questing, amazing. When you go now into the taverns at the beginning of the game, the tavern keeps will tell you about nearby quests in the area. Genius. I don't care how long it takes. Please continue doing that through the rest of the game. It's absolutely fantastic, magical, wonderful, beautiful. Mwah. It's just so good. And finally, the most important change introduced in this patch is with the experimental tumble controls, where if you turn on experimental tumble controls, there's no slowdown on tumbling, and we are now playing Dark Souls. We are now playing Dark Souls, and that is the best thing in the entire world. I kind of love it. So, love that. Great to see that. You can now dodge out of the way and use your combat rolls. We now need a combat roll for when you're, like, strafing, because the combat roll while strafing doesn't work that well, because it just never did. But, yeah, unbelievable, and it's amazing. It's one of the best things I've added in a very long time. And the reason why I did a summary there is a lot of you probably just tuned in, which is exciting, because you want to see more stuff about what's going on. You want to see about the new Lamannia things. Dude, and I want to tell you about it. But I have to go. I had plans this evening, so I was really hoping Lamannia wasn't going to come out today, so I could talk about it more tomorrow, which is exactly why you're not going to get a video about my full breakdown of Macrotech until Thursday, because I need to play more around with it before I can make an assessment of it. So, that's the end of the live stream, very unfortunately. So thank you so much for watching. We had a fantastic time. Follow the channel. We will be back tomorrow with tons of testing of this stuff, so it should be good. So again, I'm going to have a much broader breakdown of everything in here when we get there. Also, if you want to improve your rune arm experience, remember that rune arms can be cast while doing anything. So if you're like attacking, jumping, running in the middle of casting a spell, here I am casting a spell and firing my rune arm at the same time. Here I am attacking and firing my rune arm at the same time. There's no downside. You can always fire the rune arm, so you have to find a way to press the rune arm while you're doing something else. Your feet, for example, if you have a one of them racing setups, you can use a foot pedal, or for your drummer, you can use the foot pedal to make it easier on yourself. You can do all sorts of stuff. But with that being said, that's all I have for you today. So I'm going to raid somebody else. We'll pass the raid over to Axel. He's right here. So go say hi and ask him millions of questions about the new stuff on Lamannia. He's not streaming the stuff on Lamannia right now, which means he probably doesn't know much about it, and he will be very bothered by that. So feel free to just slam him with questions and just make him upsetty spaghetti about everything. But yeah, how well will the new Epic Destiny work on a Stormsinger? I think it's very good with Stormsinger, so we'll see. But yeah, I don't know what the answer is here as far as what the best way to play things will be, but we'll find out. Anyway, thank you for watching. Have a good day, and please treat Axel nicely. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.